5-4 thanks to a 3-run shot from Luke Raley and a go-ahead 2-run bomb from J.P. Crawford. Game 2 today at 6:40. George Kirby on the mound. Pre-game show starts at 5:30 right here on Seattle Sports, 7:10 a.m. and the Seattle Sports app.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now.
Maybe the biggest win of the year for the Mariners. We can't wait to talk about it. In fact, Bump, we were fully prepared to start the show by just saying, like, oh my God, what a win. My prediction from yesterday's hype train of a Mariners sweep of the Braves
Still
alive. And then we had staying alive. And then we had some breaking news this morning. So we're going to jump to that, and then we will get to the Mariners a bit later this hour. From NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, some Seahawks news here. Veteran edge rusher Dante Fowler Jr. is signing with the Seahawks on a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. The number 3 overall pick in the 2015 draft is now entering his 12th NFL season. And that addresses kind of a pretty big question Seattle had. Now, the number one question entering the draft was running back. It's why you previewed Jarian Price and a few other guys, and we talked so much about that. But we knew that with the loss of Boye Mafe, while not a starter, Seattle would need to concern themselves with some depth. So you have been watching, since news broke, Dante Fowler film, which is fantastic because I wasn't going to do it. So now I need to ask you a couple questions about Dante. Let's just start with, look.
Stacey, I've been watching film on this dude for a couple weeks.
For a couple weeks.
As soon as he was connected.
A couple weeks, but very specifically this morning. I was like, this is all we're going to do for scrap what we had planned. Let's just talk about what the what the Seahawks are getting. Number one question, what's he have left in the tank?
He's got some left in the tank. He's been in the game for a little bit, about a decade. And, father time is real. Unless you're playing like quarterback or offensive tackle, maybe even an old school linebacker.
He's undefeated.
Yeah, father time don't lose. He ain't never lost a game. I've never seen it.
Never.
So he has slowed down a bit, but he's still a good football player, man. He can play the 5 tech. That's wide. That's like outside of the tackle. You can widen up a bit more. 7 wide 9. He can play in the 2-point stances when you're standing up like a receiver. 3-point stance when you have your hand in the dirt. I mean, he's a tough block for running backs. If you are going to slide your protection, leave him alone, and have that running back take care of that edge, if he is blitzing, it's going to be a tough block for him. If you are trying to simulate a run, too, there's situations where you slide your protection, you pull your guard to kick him out on the end. If you don't get there quick enough with that double team with the running back, it's tough. He's got that grown man strength, right? I remember when I was in my 20s, I thought I could take my dad. My dad was like in his 50s or something like that. And no, he got that grown man strength. I mean, there's something about him. My dad, I lift more weights than you. I'm numbers-wise, I'm stronger than you, but you still got me. That's who Fowler is. He takes good angles on the backside of like play action and boot. So say he's on the left side, the quarterback fakes the ball to his right and has that boot. Veteran, right? He stays patient, takes the proper angle, make sure he's inside out so that if you are going to lose the quarterback, right, you want to make him go over the top. You never want him to have that underneath. Underneath, not over the top. So no, he takes good angles when it comes to that. And he has a good initial pop. So when he is fresh, I didn't notice when my man get a little tired. You know what I'm saying? You get a little tired out there, that pop isn't there. But
look, you're 36.
You've been in the game a while. But when he drives and then makes initial contact with the tackles, you see the little head jerk. You know, when you see those tackles have to pop back a little bit, we love to see that. And he still wants to make effort plays. The ball's on the right side. He's on the right side. The ball gets to the left side. He is still sprinting and trying to make that play. He just don't have that twitch that he used to. Every now and then he will show that twitch, but consistently, it's a young man's game. This is a responsible football player. I don't expect him to come out here and get 10, 11 sacks. That would be great, but I'm not expecting that. Last year he had 20 pressures, 2 bat downs, 7 quarterback pressures, knockdowns on 359 snaps. Pretty efficient. He's not an every down type of guy, and we know on this defensive line, no one really is, maybe Leo, and even he gets a break every now and then. So you're getting a solid replacement for Boye Mafe for what he brought to the game. I think you're good.
So that's leading to my next question here, which is perfect. One of the common things I've seen from people is, oh my God, this is just DeMarcus Lawrence 2.0. How fantastic. Yet another former Cowboy. There's already that connection with Aden Dirty. In what ways is this addition similar to signing DeMarcus Lawrence, and in what ways is what Dexter's bringing you different?
DeMarcus Lawrence, similar in the fact that they're familiar with AD, right? They understand his communication style, and I'm sure he brought some things to this defense, maybe coaching points and techniques that he had in Dallas. So sometimes when you're a coach and you're talking to a player, I can just say a certain thing to one player. He knows exactly what I'm talking about because he's been around me for a while. Other players, I got to dumb it down. I got to Dr. Seuss this thing and make sure that they're good to go.
Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss that thing. Big up Dr. Seuss. But that's what they bring, some experience in this defense or the communication style with AD. He's the type of player, I assume, that AD could be like, this is what I mean. Dante, get them. I'm going to go over here and work on this side. You know, him and D-Law. Now, where they're different, D-Law is a bit younger, a bit more violent, a bit more twitch, longer than Fowler, whereas Fowler relies mostly on just his strength. And so does D-Law. But D-Law got some tricks up his sleeve, man. His hands are good. That bend is good. He looked more youthful last year than I expected. So, yeah, they are the same as in the sense that you're going to be able to count on them to be where they're supposed to be. Are they going to lose battles? Yes. Every football player loses battles every game. You're not going to win every battle. But can you be where you're supposed to be? Can you align correctly and not make any gaps in this defense? And that's what I appreciate, too, is sometimes when edge rushers are not disciplined, they get upfield and allow that quarterback to get underneath and get out of there. Like, you have to stay parallel to the quarterback. You can't get deeper than the quarterback. And rarely did I see Dante get deeper than the quarterback. So even if he loses that battle and that tackle has hands on him, he's still going to be in a place to where he's not going to wind a gap somewhere and allow for some free running space.
Do you think that the Patriots Dr. Seussed the playbook for Gronk?
Yeah, I mean, you see that there's clips where Tom is pretty much telling Gronk what to do. Now, I'm sure Gronk understands the playbook.
When I throw ball.
But every now and then, I'm sure. Everyone needs some help every now and then. You know what I hate when I see, well, I don't hate, but it happens. When you see receivers, they're lined up and they look at the quarterback and throw their hands up like, you know, what's going on? And you look on the other side because they weren't locked in. You didn't hear the call or something. Like something went wrong. And I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, so now
I just lock in on them. Like, all right, let's see what he does. It happened to me before. And what I used to do is if I didn't know, I didn't hear the play, maybe we're 2 minute drill or something like that, and I missed it, I would, I'm in the slot, so I'm close to the tackle. All right, if he got into a kick step, I know it's a pass. So I'm going down the field. Yeah. And then I'm looking on the outside to see what that receiver does. If he stops, I know I can go vertical. If he goes vertical, I'm like, I got to stay underneath him. It's still going to be a minus on the play, but at least I'm not jacking it up. So there are ways to not mess up the play, but you're still messing with the space a little bit.
When you were with the Seahawks and kind of like working your way up to like prove yourself, so like I could get being like, you know, I'm going to kind of go with the flow. Did you ever get into the huddle, not be able to hear anything and feel like I can't ask them to repeat?
Oh, no, heck no. I'm asking. There's no way I can go out there and do the wrong thing.
Do you think that happens?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You'll see.
At the NFL level.
Yeah, you'll see guys break. And then
they clearly didn't hear.
Let me tell you something, all right? I know for a fact there is a top 10 receiver in this league who had minuses almost every single week. I got personal information that this dude would mess up every single week, but he's so dang good that you just kind of deal with it. Like assignment errors, doing the wrong thing.
Can I guess this player?
Top 10. I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I couldn't. And then my source won't tell me nothing.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll accept that. I have a couple more questions about Dante Fowler. In particular, so I think people are looking at it going, look, I am not expecting that just because they signed a former number 3 overall pick that you're getting actually like a number 3 over. You're not getting, Arvell Reese or Bailey. You're not getting a 22-year-old edge rusher here. You're getting what you're paying for, a 1-year, $5 million deal, which is less than he got from Dallas last year, to come here and provide depth. That being said, I think there are some people who are going, okay, well, what is he giving you a rookie wouldn't, and what are you missing by virtue of not drafting one of those guys? Because Seattle didn't. You can't turn back now. Happy with the class, got a lot of good guys. But I think there are some people maybe lamenting that in a fairly deep edge class, they weren't able to add some youth to this group.
Yeah, and that's fine.
You got two 30-plus-year-olds now.
I understand that. But, okay, so they picked Jadarian Price at 32. You needed that. You picked Bud Clark in the second round. Not mad at that. Julian Neal, you needed a corner. And then Bo Stevens, in the 5th round, you move up to get Bo Stevens. I think that everything that they did up to Bo Stevens was like, all right, we're satisfied with this. I think if there was an edge rusher that they really wanted, they wouldn't have gotten Bud Clark or Julian Neal. I think that that's the area that they were looking for. So I think there was some point in this draft where they felt like, okay, well, we're not going to get the young guy that we want, but there's been some conversation with this old head that we like. We got D-Law who's been a teammate with him. AD knows how to coach him. We're good. We're good. And I feel like, yes, other teams might have spoken to D-Law. To Dante Fowler. But you got your old coach and your old player over here. We know how this thing goes, all right? Collusion like a mug. You go ahead and talk to your boy on the side and tell him all the great things about Seattle. You think D-Law had nothing but great things to say about the situation here in Seattle, and you know he's gassed about, we can get another one, bro. You come here, we can get another one. So I think that they were fine with it. There were possibly 2 or 3 edge rushers that they thought they wanted or could get. They disappear. You shift over to a veteran. You're going to get the same, if not better production out of him than you did out of Boye Mafe.
From the 425, does this signing, again, the news broke during Brock and Salk, but right now we're talking about the Seahawks signing veteran edge rusher Dante Fowler Jr. to a 1-year deal. It's worth up to $5 million, a little bit less than he got from the Cowboys, which makes sense because he's a little bit older than he was when he was with Dallas. Still, yet another veteran signing. Worked out well for Seattle last year. Let's see what happens. Last year's signing was DeMarcus Lawrence. Does this signing mean we are losing D-Law, says the 425?
Not necessarily.
I don't think so.
But if the Hawks were to lose him, I don't think you are as stressed out as you would be. I think you still got to make a corresponding move or elevate somebody. But, no, it doesn't mean you're losing him.
No, I think that the possibility was always there. I think that once Seattle got through the first wave of free agency and the draft, I just kind of assumed that barring some kind of nagging injury or, you know, a family emergency or like a drastic change, that DeMarcus Lawrence has decided to stay here with this team. Like, the Seahawks were good to you and you were good to the Seahawks. That relationship, even in just 1 year, is pretty solid. I would think that if you were seriously going to retire, you would have informed the team before they entered free agency and before they entered the draft. Like,
ideally,
I think you would have felt like you owed it to them and they would have wanted to know.
Ideally. I'm sure they had conversations.
I'm positive they had conversations.
But sometimes, man, these veterans get to training camp.
Or bye week.
And they're like, I don't want to do this no more.
Right.
Like, my body is hurting. He just had his 5th or 6th kid. Wifey's on his head. I'm sure he has help at home. My man got money. I'm sure he got help at home, or maybe his mom or someone's helping out. But yeah, I would lean towards they've had conversations, but I've seen it before where everything's all good. And you get to that first week of training camp and them knees and that back, and you're like, I'm good.
And look, he's 34 years old. That's no joke. But this might be your last year. Your last year in the league. No better shot to get another ring after getting your first than being with this team, with this defense. Of the opportunities available, like, I guess you could always, like, go sign with Kansas City, but you're, like, a pretty massive piece of this defense. I think that I have kind of put that in the rear view to where I'd be a little surprised now if he did retire.
I would. I'd be surprised.
Yeah. So, no, I don't think that's what it means. Because, again, and it's why I asked you about the differences between the two players. Because it doesn't sound like Dante Fowler Jr. is just brought in to perfectly replicate what DeMarcus Lawrence gives you. They're slightly different.
Different players.
Yeah, slightly different roles, slightly different players. So this is to, Bump said it best, this is to replace the loss of Boye with someone who's not going to make as many mistakes as a rookie would.
Yeah.
Doesn't bring you the physicality, but he's a smart player. That's what this is. So
facts.
A good summation. Again, we have a lot to talk about with the Mariners, which unfortunately kind of went on the back burner with some breaking news earlier this morning. So we will get to a tectonic vibe shift for the Mariners coming up at 10:30. Coming up at 11, so we'll go Mariners, and then we're getting back to the Seahawks. We got a lot of questions about Fowler, about Seattle's soon-to-be battle to retake the crown, keep the crown in the NFC West. That's coming up with Rob Staton at 11. Right now, let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, rewrite!
Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump Stacy.
The Mariners beat the Braves last night thanks to J.P. Crawford's go-ahead home run. What's the real headline?
The Mariners won 5-4 on 5-4. There are no such things as coincidences. This was written in the stars on Star Wars night.
That was awesome.
Matt looked proud of me.
There you go. I'm proud of you, too. Good job.
Shout out J.P. Crawford. No, first of all, shout out Luke Raley.
Yeah, Luke got that thing going.
He's been in a little bit of a slump, struggling just a little bit.
You see him give, was it Edgar? Gave him a hug in the dugout. Like, thank you for believing in me. Thanks for fixing me. That was cool to see.
I love Luke Raley.
No, Luke, I mean, he jumped on that thing, too, man. And that's when it started feeling good. And then when JP hit that moon ball, he's sitting back looking at him like, is he, like, begging? Or does he think it's gone? And he's gone. And it's fitting because yesterday we spent a lot of time on JP. And we're talking about him defensively for the most part. But, like, he has to remind people, like, I've been in these situations before. I've been clutched before. It's a nice way to kind of hopefully kickstart a nice run for him. But this is awesome, man. I didn't think Logan was that bad yesterday. I mean, you gave him some solo shots, but he wasn't horrible. But this was the perfect moment for the offense to say, we got your back. All right, down 4. We got you. Let's get it.
I saw it as, look, it wasn't Logan's best day.
No.
But the Braves are the hottest team in baseball. And I know they're without Ronald Acuna Jr., but still. I think that the vibes were just so low prior to this game that if Logan would have given up 1 run early, which he did, no matter what, people were going to pile on. It was just that kind of day where it's like anything bad happening, they were going to just, of course.
Yeah.
Like the Mariners were metaphorically like getting our T-shirt caught on the doorknob, kind of. Like anything happens and we're going to lose it. So I agree with you. I think that in hindsight, especially with the win, it's a little easier to look at Logan's night and be like, yeah, some moments that you didn't love, but like overall, fine.
Even if they didn't win, I'm looking at him, I'm like, it ain't his best day, but it ain't bad. He needs some run support.
Yeah.
So good for the O.
Headline rewrites.
Pablo Torre finds out won the Pulitzer Prize in audio reporting for an investigation into the Clippers' alleged evasion of the NBA salary cap. What's the real headline?
If he won a Pulitzer for that, imagine how many awards he'll win for the Rossini-Vrabel scandal. Now, he did have one podcast that came out that talked about the focus was more of like how do relationships work in that kind of industry, right? In the insider industry. I wonder, though, if he's going to have more because this is a crazy scandal.
Pablo has elevated himself into another realm. Truly. Like, Pablo was just a funny guy I saw on, what was that show? Not Around the Horn, but when it had like 4 contestants getting points or whatnot. It's not on TV anymore. Anyway, he was a guy that I thought made some puns and was clever, but now he's digging deep into the weeds. If you're doing some shady stuff, Pablo knows people and he will find out, but you need people like this because it holds the higher ups accountable.
Yeah.
You know, in any organization in this country, if you got money, you got power, and people will cover stuff up for you, and us common folk just have to listen to your BS that you put out there. So Pablo, keep doing your thing.
Period.
Oh gosh.
I want one more thing to say, not to just constantly praise Pablo, but what I think makes him also a great reporter is it feels like he's playing chess with his stories. Like he anticipates the questions people will have, the comebacks they're going to have, the things that they're going to doubt or not believe, and he has evidence for everything. So he'll be like, you're probably asking right now why, how I would know this. Well, here's why. Like he's just so well prepared. It makes the subjects of his investigations look helpless.
You know what he is? He's B-Rabbit on 8 Mile in the final stage when he was like, hey, look, I'm gonna put it all out there.
I'm gonna insult myself.
Right, so now what you got?
What are you gonna say?
Yeah, tell
Clarence?
these people something they don't know about me. Clarence's parents have a real nice marriage. Nothing bad with a good marriage.
Nothing. In fact, I think it's great.
All right, I prefer good marriages out there.
Some people don't have that from parents.
They don't.
Headline rewrites.
The Seahawks signed edge rusher Dante Fowler Jr. to a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. What's the real headline?
At 31 years old, he's more of an edge jogger.
Edge jogger. Don't do my man like that. He's more like a, edge jogger.
Speed walker.
It's something with just a little more pop.
No, speed walkers. Have you guys ever tried to actually speed walk? It's very difficult.
Yeah, it's difficult. But I want to give him more credit than that. He's battling uphill. Like he's getting those knees up though. He's bringing some force with it.
Yeah.
So welcome to the squad, Dante. We felt like this was gonna happen. It's weird how things have worked out for the Hawks this offseason. Dante Fowler connected, boom, you got him. Jadarian Price connected, boom, you got him. No real surprises other than, for me, them not getting an edge. But I like the offseason these guys have had so far. Everything has been addressed. And I know they say we don't draft for need. It kind of did, or it just worked out that way. You get an edge rusher to replace an edge rusher who had potential but still has some things to work on. I think with Dante Fowler, he's a bit more dependable. We'll see what his numbers look like. It's been just a smooth offseason for these guys so far.
I think so, too, and totally agree with you that a big part of that is because things lined up the way that we all collectively talked about. They need a running back. They get a running back. I do think, though, there are some people still critical of their offseason because of where they're placing their value.
Yeah.
Like, I think there are some people, let's say, that have no allegiance to the Seahawks whatsoever. They're just outsiders looking in who go, well, God, I would have paid a veteran running back a cheaper deal and then drafted an edge rusher in the first round to try to get better value on that rookie deal and like a more physical guy. I think there are people that are going to criticize no matter what, but probably criticize Seattle for making a comparably larger investment in a running back in the first round as compared to a 31-year-old edge rusher. I guarantee you somewhere out there someone's typing up an article, getting it ready to say, like, Seattle's making the DeMarcus Lawrence bet again, but what if it doesn't work out?
Nothing's guaranteed to work out, one. Everyone's gambling. What if Jeremiah Love comes to the league and is not good? Doubt that. He's going to be great. But yeah, even if they went the other direction, there'd be someone on the other side saying, well, you could have gone cheap here and went there. So it's you go with what you know, you go with your kind of guy, and I think that's exactly what they got from Dante Fowler. He's not an every down type of guy. You're not going to need him every down. You're going to need him for about 25 to 35 snaps per game and give me everything you got. And another thing, too, is Mike Macdonald designs defense to get guys open. You overwhelm a side, you show a blitz, you drop there, you get a guard or a tackle's eyes somewhere else, and you free up guys like Fowler or anyone else to make some damage over there. So, now think about the coach, too. Mike Macdonald knows what type of player he wants, and he knows how he's going to use them. Welcome to Seattle, Dante.
The 253. This is someone who sends back food in a restaurant. They said he's just an edge. 253. If we don't say edge rusher, then we can't have the pun about being an edge jogger. Keep up. Keep up. God.
It's not clocking.
It's not clocking to you guys. Let us make our dumb jokes. Just let it sit there. I mentioned that we were going to open with the Mariners having certainly maybe their best, but maybe even their most important as well, win to the season. We ended up pushing it back a little bit because we had some breaking news about the Seahawks signing to, God, I keep saying different names as well. Dante Fowler, DeMarcus Lawrence, Dexter Lawrence, Dante Fowler are all, even though Dexter is not a Seahawk, I have constantly been mixing all of these names up. I'll probably do it again. I don't want to hear it. So we will be getting back to the Mariners next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
My first car sale was from Michigan. I get this lead. This guy had been looking for this very specific truck across the whole U.S., and he's concerned about rust. And I'm like, why don't we FaceTime? I will crawl beneath the truck. I literally was on my back beneath this vehicle, showing him all the welds that he wanted to see. He agreed, put down a deposit, held the truck, flew out that night from Michigan. I picked him up at the airport. He had his cashier's check. We went through everything, and that was my first car sale. So here's the catch. If you're willing to put a limit on what you're willing to do to be a good person, to help somebody out, or to help in the community, then that limit exists. So you don't. You just do what it takes to be the type of person you want to be and to help people like you hope that they would help you. And it doesn't matter. You just do what it takes.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
This is a test of your emergency alert system.
This is Pierce County Emergency Management conducting a test of the emergency alert system. In the event of an emergency, this system would bring you important information. The following tones will conclude this test.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of essentials. Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Mariners and Braves tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Staton here, and if you're somebody dealing with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
Hi, it's Dave Wyman, and this live webinar is a great education on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Whether it's a hip like I had, a shoulder, elbow, knee, wrist, whatever it is, this live webinar will explain the procedure and how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures.
Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th.
Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
A shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
With
With Mariners Value Games, you can score tickets starting under $12 on select dates all season long, including this week's marquee interleague matchup against the Braves. Don't miss the rest of the series tonight at 6:40 and tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. Get your tickets today at mariners.com/valuegames.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
A tectonic vibe shift for the Mariners right now. Now, Curtis is out today, but normally we check in for a vibe check, and I think today he'd say the vibes are all right. The Mariners were down early in this one. Look, they had just been swept by, no offense to Kansas City, a bad Royals team, who's a horrible team on the road, by the way. They swept you in your house. Hottest team in baseball.
We call them bad, and we got one more win than them.
They're a bad road team.
Watch your tone.
You know what? I'll say it again. Louder for the people in the back. But, right there in the basement with them, apparently, because they completely swept you. Didn't put up a massive fight. And then the hottest team in baseball was coming into town. You've got guys that just landed on the injury. Gabe Spires on the IL. Matt Brash had already been placed there. We're watching to see if Cal's going to be placed on the IL. He's already not playing with what sounds like an oblique injury. They're calling it side soreness. TBD how serious that is or whether he does have an IL stint. But, the vibes are not great. They just are not great. And so you badly needed this one. And when you were down, it didn't feel great to get down to that 4-0 start that the Braves had. And then Luke Raley came out.
He deals. Swung on. Blasted. Right field. This is going to go. Goodbye. Luke Raley. 3-run blast, and the Mariners are right back in it. One swing cuts the lead to one. That's what they've been waiting for. A thunder of a home run from Luke Raley. 4-3 Atlanta.
And then J.P. Crawford with a 2-run bomb for the lead.
Here's the pitch. Swung on. Blasted. Right field. Does it have enough? Warning track. Wall. Gone! J.P. Crawford. 2-run home run, and the Mariners are in front. T-Mobile Park in a frenzy. The Mariners, a 5-spot in the inning. It's 5-4.
Again, Gary mentioned it, 5-spot in the inning, but that being the final score ended up obviously with 5-4, but those runs all tallied in the 6th. It was not just a comeback that was great to watch, but so many independent pieces. That Luke Raley was the one to hit the 3-run shot. That JP, who we've criticized his defense and everyone's talking about whether or not Colt's going to replace him, that he was the one to hit the go-ahead home run, 2-run home run. And that the Mariners pulled ahead of a very, very good Braves team is massive.
I'm claiming this win.
What?
I'm claiming this win because I was watching a game on my laptop.
Okay.
And then my laptop dies. I'm like, this is going to take a while to charge. I just felt like something was going on. And I hadn't downloaded the app to my TV yet. So I'm all right, let me download the app to my TV. Boom. And as soon as I put it on, Luke goes yard. So I'm just saying I changed the whole vibe just by watching the game from my laptop and saying, no, we're going to the TV. So I'm going to claim this one. I put the good vibes out there for Luke.
I don't know.
Put them out there for Luke. I'm claiming it. You live your truth. I live mine.
That feels like not making a sacrifice. For instance, you can claim a win if during their wild card series win, so that game 2 against the Blue Jays in 2022, I was putting laundry away, and I put my hand on the laundry basket, and then they had some miraculous thing happen, so I didn't move my hand, and I didn't go downstairs, and I stayed there for 40 minutes.
So you can be ridiculous, but I can't.
That's not ridiculous, though. That was making a sacrifice.
Got
that
it.
was doing something to where I was letting the universe know that I was open.
I did. I changed the scene.
No,
anyway,
you just put the game back on.
Nah, on a different device.
You can't claim it.
You can't tell me what I can claim or claim. It's America, okay? But back to what's important, okay? It was nice to see Luke turn on that thing. I mean, it was a violent swing. I'm sure the exit velo was something crazy. And it's important that you get this type of production out of that. Because, he started the season off hot, man. My man was moving. Did have a hit with the last time we saw him with the Royals. But like you mentioned, it's just been down a little bit. But, no, in the top of the order, everyone had a hit. Like the bottom of the order is where the struggles were a bit. So it was important that, that you showed that you can dig yourself out of a hole. My man Logan gave up 3 bombs in the 6th inning. I thought I was watching a replay or something. Like, did I miss something? Like, is this the same batter that just hit a bomb a few minutes ago? No. And the offense picked them up. So to beat good teams, you need performances from the others. And Luke Raley, though he's a contributor, plays several positions. JP, who's a leader out there, has been struggling defensively. I think it was a big win for the Mariners, but hopefully this triggers something in JP and Luke to where they keep performing.
Here's what Dan had to say about Luke after the game.
I give a lot of credit to Luke. He's made some adjustments here, and I know he's been working his tail off down there in the cages, tonight I think we saw the fruits of that. Got a great pitch to hit and put a really good swing on it, and that's because of his work ethic, because how hard he works, how much he cares. You love to see that come true for him tonight, and hopefully it's the case for all our guys. They put in the work down there, and they make their adjustments because they care, and it was good to see that the offense kind of bust up a little bit tonight.
Now, it's going to sound a little hypocritical of me when I let you know that our next segment is going to be about looking at some lingering problems. Everything John Morosi had to say about what's wrong with this team, the defensive blunders he's seeing, some changes we might want to see from Dan Wilson. I still stand by the idea that it was a bit of a tone shift, a badly needed one to get this win, that this is a good thing.
Yes. Anyone who...
Well, I think people want to see more.
Yeah, that's right. But you got to start somewhere.
Right.
And why not start game 1 with the hottest team in baseball? It is it could be a momentum shifter. You still got to go out there and perform tonight. 6:40 first pitch. You still want to build off of that. But if you would have dropped 4 in a row, if you drop this first one to Atlanta, I don't think people are as stressed out as losing to the Royals. But it just shows the resilience of a ball club, the resilience you have to have, because you're going to go on 3-game skids again. It's just going to happen. So to bounce back against a team that's been performing at a high level means more than bouncing back with a team that hasn't played well. Imagine if this was a team that was bottom of the barrel, you bounce back, you barely win. The conversation is, well, they barely beat this squad. Well, granted, you take wins as they come. Win is a win, but it means a little more for them. Like, forget us. We're still going to sit here and wait and say, you got to do it tonight. But for them, they're back in the clubhouse. The vibes are good. The belief is back up. You got to accept this win.
I want to get back to a listener question. 425 says, is it concerning that all of our runs were from 2 hits? Right now, no. Right now, I'm prioritizing concerns. No. If we were talking about the Mariners, and let's say we are in an ALDS series, and the Mariners are deeply home run reliant, and we're wondering whether or not that's going to end up costing them, a.k.a. the conversation Yankees fans have every year, then maybe we can start getting into this kind of fine-tuning of, like, do you need to see more of X, Y, and Z? Right now, this is a team that desperately needed a win. And if I am going to be picky, I just care about extra base hits and slugging, considering that what you saw from the offense more recently was like 2 singles. I'll take 2 hits if they're both home runs.
The reason why I ain't tripping, you had 2 good at-bats before Raley went up there. Rosario walked, Canzone walked. Boom, you hit a bomb. Got Young, who struck out. Garver walked. Rivas strikes out. Crawford does his thing. Yeah. Like, they put together 1, 2, 3, 4. You saw a bunch of batters that inning. It was a long inning. Like, they grinded this one out. So, yes, it was 2 hits, but there were things that set up those 2 hits and made them important.
And 8 hits total on the day. Perfectly average, normal day with slightly above average run production being 5. Fantastic. Amazing.
Averaging 4 runs a game.
Yeah.
We'll take 5.
Okay, so again, I mentioned this is going to sound hypocritical, but we do have to talk about some of what's not working right now. That's coming up next.
Mariners win! The Mariners win!
Man, did the Mariners ever need a win like last night's win.
Goodbye! Luke Raley! One swing cuts the lead to 1. That's what they've been waiting for.
Can the M's make it 2 in a row and spark a run? Mariners and Braves, Game 2. Tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Hey, what's up? It's Bump letting you know we have some big events coming up at Silver Reef. Crazy Train, an Aussie tribute to the Prince of Darkness, headline Saturday, July 25th. You also got Howie Mandel. Famous comedian returns to Silver Reef Casino on Friday, October 9th. Tickets sold out fast last time. Make sure you get your tickets before they sell out again. But don't wait until July or October to check out Silver Reef Casino Resort. Book a tee time at Loomis Trails and spend the weekend there. The golf course is in great shape. Relax in deluxe rooms and enjoy a meal at the Steakhouse. Watch the game and have some fun at their sports restaurant and enjoy the cantina. It's authentic Mexican food. The burritos are on point. Plenty of reasons for you to go up there, and I haven't even mentioned the spa. Book your stay at silverreefcasino.com. I love it there. It's an easy drive and well worth the trip, and they have some of the cheapest gas on the west side, so your wallet won't hate you. Hop on I-5 exit 260 Silver Reef Casino Resort, silverreefcasino.com.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window. $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month, no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Frank Lumber The Door Store has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
Mariners and Braves tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish! If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Spring is a season homeowners start improving their homes. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. If your home needs roofing, siding, new windows, gutters, or decking, our team can take care of it all. For a limited time, save up to $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows project. Planning multiple upgrades? Combine your projects and save even more. Or with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. You can start your project now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Yesterday, we talked about what wasn't working with the Mariners, and we settled on as a chief priority, or a concern rather, defense. This is what John Morosi told Wyman and Bob last night about Seattle's defense.
Are the Mariners really as far down as they appear? Turns out they are. 28 out of 30 in terms of defensive wins above replacement. Right down there with the Tigers and the Angels. So it's a concern. The numbers say it's a concern. Your eyes say it's a concern. And for a team that's built around pitching, defense, run prevention, obviously offensively they're probably a better club. They're a more dynamic club because of what Young has been able to do and a full season of Naylor. So there's some nice things happening offensively, but you can't give extra outs. Not only is it extra outs, it's extra stress on the pitching staff.
I don't know how many people expected that the Mariners would be an incredible defensive team, but I think people very fairly expected that there would be some potential for an improved defensive team. You upgraded at first base. Your outfield felt like it was more athletic with Robles healthy. He's not right now, so that's a factor that already I'm getting to. But I think more concerning than that is I would have said your best defender, maybe Julio, in terms of just his athletic ability, hasn't looked stellar consistently in center field. Cole Young has been phenomenal, but JP sometimes shows his age. So just little things like that. Donovan's not even out there right now. So, and he's not even
when he was out there,
not even a natural third baseman. Yeah. So it's just been, I think, a very fair concern for a team that's not raking. If you're going to depend on your offense doing just enough and your pitching being stellar, defense needs to complement that.
Yeah, the defense is the Band-Aid, right? The defense is the thing that can turn to and get your pitcher out of a jam, make a spectacular play in the outfield, which we saw out of Arozarena so far this year, at least once, and Julio as well. But I think Morosi said it right when it says, I think he said, to just make the play you're supposed to make. And there are a lot of times where you feel like they're not making the plays that they're supposed to make. There's something that I never see, though, with this ball club. I never see the guys on the mound get angry with these guys for not making the play. I was watching SportsCenter last night, and I feel like the last 3 nights I've seen pitchers throw their hands up and get angry when guys aren't making plays. You think these dudes don't feel that? You think they don't feel the disappointment of not making a play? I don't see that with the pitchers, so that's a good thing. But you're right. If your offense is not going to be elite in any sport, if your offense is not elite, how do you make up for that? That's by playing good defense. And in baseball, I feel like it's even more important because you can keep a game close. You keep a game within a run or two. And when you have the power that this lineup possesses, which we saw last night, granted, we don't expect a lot of power out of JP, you can stay in the game. So, yeah, wasn't expecting the defense to struggle as much as it has. Didn't expect Cole Young to be the best defender out there right now. Didn't expect Julio to not track a couple of baseballs he should have. But we've seen Julio play good defense before. We've seen JP do it. Yes, he's getting a little long in it too. And we know that Naylor's solid at first, and when Donovan comes back, I hope that his experience allows him to kind of work through some things that he's going through. Yeah, defense has to play better, but I still give them a window to kind of right the wrongs.
Do you think that someone who says, promote Colt Emerson, call up Colt Emerson to take JP's place is it's not that it's not a potential way to help. You're bringing youth and athleticism, but is it also kind of a Band-Aid kind of thing?
Yeah, if you bring up my opinion, you bring up Emerson, defensively he could be better than JP. He's young, right? He could be better. But JP has had so many at-bats in so many clutch situations and brings so much more to this team emotionally. There is a time where it's going to happen. I don't think that time is now. I think it's They said mid-May was everyone's prediction that the young man could be called up. All right, it's early May, Cinco de Mayo. All right, you still got some time to see what JP's going to do and if he can warm up. But I think right now, if he were to get called up, the one thing that he might bring to the table that JP isn't the best at is just mobility defensively. He can do that, but ABs, man, there's a reason why guys play in the minors for so long, man. They need those hacks.
Yeah, I think that I completely understand the intrigue around it, and I do wonder whether or not the Mariners will make a tough decision, but maybe an important one, and when that will be and what it'll look like. I also don't think that, let's say, bringing up Colt Emerson solves your Julio issues right now or your issues ever in right field. And there are times those guys make spectacular plays, and I'm like, yes, push back against this narrative. But they're also just, it's not even like a bloop single. There are just moments where you think, like, I'm not used to seeing these kinds of mistakes. So I don't know how to fix that. I hope it is fixable. Let's go to some more from John Morosi. Right now, breaking down just areas where the Mariners aren't fundamentally sound.
JP's defense has been a topic and will be a topic. Third base has been a topic and will be a topic. The outfield defense, especially in the corners, is a thing. Left field, as we know, at T-Mobile is massive, and that's something that I think Randy's going to have to tighten up a little bit. These are the small things. You cannot give extra out, and the Mariners were by the narrowest of margins. They were a pitch here or there, a play here or there, and they're in the World Series a year ago. But they've got to play really well to get themselves another opportunity to be that close again. I haven't seen it yet from this team, the ability to play fundamentally that well. They're not playing crisply in a way that gets you rewarded by the game when you do it over 6 months, and they've got to fix that if they want to get back and earn that opportunity that they had last October.
And you talked about where some of the blame falls.
Certainly it's non-zero, but I'd put it somewhere around the 25 to 30% range, because remember that there's three parties in all this. There's the players, there's the manager/coaching staff, and then there's the people that put the team together. And they deserve some responsibility, too. And again, they're 16 and 19. We're still early days.
Yeah, right.
But this roster does not necessarily have an abundance of what I would describe as two-way players, guys that are excellent, or even three-way that you could say that are really good base runners and defenders and offensive players. They maybe made a little bit of a trade-off to bring in Donovan, have him playing out of position, and he's looked like it. And you know what? That's not really Dan Wilson's fault.
So saying, I get critiques about Dan Wilson with, platoon decisions or whatever, and I get that people are really upset with that and feel like he overfavors handedness. There's also an effort element here from players that they need. Like, you guys were playing better. It doesn't matter if it was roughly the same roster. You were playing better last year. And then there's kind of a front office element. Donovan has been a wonderful addition to this club and frankly was one of your better bats at the beginning of the season. Should you have spent more for an actual third baseman?
They thought they got one. They thought they had one. And they thought they had one with the thinking that maybe Emerson could slide into that slot as well. It's Donovan. It's funny how things have changed, right? Because our conversation with Donovan entering the season was like, look at this, man. You get value, man. You got third base, shortstop, second base. He can play the outfield. We're good to go, man. We're good. Now my man gets hurt, struggles a little bit, and now we're trying to do the shuffle. A shuffle that was going to happen eventually anyway with Emerson getting pulled up. Where are you going to put him? Let's see how JP's playing. Let's see how Donovan's playing. We can mix some things up. So, it's the shuffle's going to happen. Now we're just waiting to see how fast this thing comes to light.
All right. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Going to get to some Seahawks stuff certainly next, but at 11:45, some really good stuff from Kay Adams, wondering why the Seahawks aren't favored not only to win a Super Bowl, but they aren't favored to win the NFC West. We're going to get Brock Huard on at noon, so very Seahawks heavy. That does not mean we're getting away from the Mariners, though. We have a lot to get to, and that includes from 1 to 2 all Mariners with the Dugout. Coming up next, Seahawks Draft Blog's Rob Staton.
Mariners win! The Mariners win!
Man, did the Mariners ever need a win like last night's win.
Goodbye! Luke Raley! One swing cuts the lead to 1. That's what they've been waiting for.
Can the M's make it 2 in a row and spark a run? Mariners and Braves, Game 2. Tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free, the Seattle Sports app.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. J.P. Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Hey, what a surprise. We got tons of rain here in the Northwest in the late winter into the spring. It all adds up. Now's the time of the year when the ground becomes completely saturated with water, and that can cause real problems in your crawl space. It's Mike Salk here, and groundwater intrusion in crawl spaces, it's pretty common, but it's got to be addressed before it causes structural damage or even worse, toxic mold in your home. You don't want any part of that. That's why if you're worried about any groundwater in your crawl space, you call Crawl Pros and you get a free corner-to-corner inspection. They'll climb into that crawl space, see what the condition is. They will go where you don't want to, definitely where I didn't want to. They came to my house and handled all this stuff. If they find water, they'll install a groundwater drainage system and a sump pump and reroute that water outside your home's footprint where it belongs. Don't take the risk. Do what I did. Have Crawl Pros come out for that free corner-to-corner inspection. They'll even check your attic at the same time. If you're worried that anything is going on with your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
People can see through if it's not genuine. And it's genuine here. The Johnsons always talk about in orientation meeting, their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business. We're not here to sell cars and work on cars. That's what we do, but it's really about just helping people. Every month we have a new employee orientation meeting and the Johnsons present. They can't get out to all the stores every day and meet everyone, but at least they get to shake hands with new employees every month in the orientation meeting. And they tell everyone there's not one car deal or one repair order that is worth tarnishing our reputation and ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Olympic has the perfect way to celebrate spring. A hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. Through May 10th, you'll save thousands on the perfect wellness solution for your home. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners beat the Braves yesterday 5-4 thanks to a 3-run shot from Luke Raley and a go-ahead 2-run bomb from J.P. Crawford. Game 2 today at 6:40. George Kirby on the mound. Pre-game show starts at 5:30 right here on Seattle Sports, 7:10 a.m. and the Seattle Sports app.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Rob Staton joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Perfect timing, Rob. We have a new Seahawk to talk about, Dante Fowler Jr. He's someone that we thought Seattle would probably sign. Finally got news this morning from Adam Schefter. What does he bring the Seahawks?
Perfect replacement for Boye Mafe. Had more pressures than Boye Mafe last season. He's going to be able to pick up the slack and deliver the kind of production that at least Boye Mafe was able to produce. They needed to add something there. And when the draft didn't work out for Seattle to go and add a pass rusher, then this was always the ideal thing to do. He's got a history with Alan Dirty. They've worked together in Dallas. They've worked together in Atlanta. And it's another experienced physical player who can come off the edge and give you some pass rush. So feels like the ideal fit for the team, and now they can move forward having filled all of their holes from what they lost in free agency.
Yeah, I've been impressed with their ability to do that, even if they didn't grab a name or two that I was expecting. I think we spoke to you last week, and there was a writer who gave the Seahawks an F when it came to the draft, and I was kind of confused about that. With the addition of Fowler, does your grade stay the same when it comes to this offseason, or do you give them an extra plus or something?
Well, when I saw that F grade, I just remember thinking I could recall my first beer as well. So, because that's, I mean, I don't know what, I think some people are just allergic to the running back position and the concept of taking a running back in the first round. Some people will never give that a thumbs up, even if you drafted, the next Derrick Henry, for example, they would say that it was a bad selection. So I think it made perfect sense for the Seahawks, and you have to judge every draft class on its merits. And it's not as if they were passing up, elite players at different positions to go and get the running back. So I didn't quite understand that. It felt a little bit off for me. I think their offseason's been great. It's not been an off-season filled with headlines. They haven't been making big splashy moves, but then so few other teams have as well in the NFL. The Rams, they went out and made a big trade for a cornerback. I thought we were all expecting lots of big trades to happen this offseason because of the draft being relatively weak. The Max Crosby one was supposed to be the headline, and even that got reneged in the end, so that didn't happen. So there's not been a lot of activity there, and I think the Seahawks have just very quietly, very carefully gone about their business. And if you actually look across the NFC and you look at the teams that were in the playoffs last season, and maybe one or two of those teams that you expected to be there that weren't, I don't think anybody else has really taken a giant leap to catch up with the Seahawks. To me, it looks like the same as it was at the end of last season. The two best teams are in the NFC West, the Seahawks and the Rams, and the third best team might be the Niners.
Is that relatively quiet offseason from the outside part of the reason that the Seahawks aren't favored to win their own division?
It's part of the reason. The media loving with the Rams also plays a little bit of a part into that. The media, the broader media, never miss an opportunity to praise the Rams. I understand it to an extent. They've got a fantastic head coach. The MVP was their quarterback last season. They have some very good players, either at receiver or on their defense. They've been quite active this offseason to make some moves. I think they could have been even more active to not reach for a quarterback at 13. They could have got a fantastic left guard there, or another pass rusher, or another receiver. So they could have been even in an even stronger position to go again this year. So I definitely think perhaps there's a little bit too much media attention to the Rams. But apart from that, the Seahawks are, I think they're the second favourites. If you look at the odds makers, they would have the Rams at number one, and they have the Seahawks at number two. And, we all saw what the NFC Championship game in Week 16 was like. There were two teams going head-to-head. The Rams feel very hard done to that they couldn't get over the line. I'd feel the exact same way if I was a Rams fan. And the Seahawks fans are really glad to get through those 2 games and ultimately win a Super Bowl. And it wouldn't surprise me if we get to the postseason again next season, and it's those 2 teams once more who are going to meet either in the NFC Championship game or before that in a playoff game. And ultimately, the winner of that may well go on and have a real tilt to go and win a Super Bowl.
I think both sides of the ball have questions right now, right? Defensively, how you're going to replace, or did you replace the guys that you missed? I'm confident with the defense because Mike McDonald and AD are running that. The question for me is on offense. We had this discussion yesterday, Stacy and I. What does improvement look like next year when you see this offense out there?
Well, I think the biggest question mark for the offense is going to be the fact that you've lost your offensive coordinator. And I think maybe Clint Kubiak has been underrated a little bit by some people in the impact that he had. You know, if you think of the list and the run of offensive coordinators that the Seahawks have had going back to the end of the Holmgren era, there were question marks throughout. And with Clint Kubiak, this is someone who created an incredibly dynamic passing attack, helped create a situation where Jackson Smith and Jigba could be as prolific as he was last year, helped Sam Darnold have another good season. And then, yes, it took a bit of time to get it going, but by the end of the season, the running game was really effective. And then you lose him after one season, and now you have somebody else coming in who's never been a play caller before. That's going to be interesting to see how that works out. How do they get improvement? It's quite simple for me. That running game picks up where it left off and is consistently good from early in the season all the way through to the end, rather than just being a bit of a flourish towards the end of the regular season and then really good in the playoffs. If that running game wrong, there's absolutely reason why they can't be improved on offense this year. And I think they've got every chance of doing that. The offensive line's back. You've got more competition at right guard now. All of your receivers are back. All of your playmakers are back. I expect more from Elijah Arroyo in year 2. You know, hopefully Torrey Horton comes back as well to add another really dynamic player to the receiver corps. So you've got some options there, and I think they've got every chance of being really good again.
What's something you'd like to see more of from the Seahawks offense in 26?
I think I'd like to see more from Elijah Arroyo just because I was a huge fan of him, and I think there's more to come from him. You know, the player that he reminded me of, not as a blocker, but as a pass catcher, was George Kittle, and you're bringing in the tight ends coach of Kittle's to come and run this offense. And, you know, for me, I'd just like to see if you could have him and A.J. Barner as a really dynamic duo at tight end. And we're seeing the way that the league's going and a heavy use of tight ends and being very creative with the use of the tight ends. You know, to me, it feels like there's a real opportunity there for Arroyo to take the next step. And, you know, I'm not going to read too much into this. I'm sort of looking at some of the clips that the Seahawks are putting out on social media, and you see Sam Darnold throw into Arroyo and you think, yeah, that'd be a really good thing to have him more involved in the passing game next season. But, you know, the passing game wasn't the problem. You know, the one thing I'd really, really like to see more of is this sort of dominant ground game, this running attack that can be so physical, that can do to opponents what you were doing to the Niners twice at the end of the season and some of those other teams that you were facing as well. I think if you can do that, then your defense, as we've been talking about, is going to be really strong. They will complement each other, and you will have a chance to win a lot of football games yet again.
One of the advantages of being a rookie is that coaches are anxious and excited to see what your potential is. So you kind of forget about the second year and third year guys. I'm looking at this offensive line and wondering, where does Olu factor in? Where does Christian Haynes factor in? You got Bo Stevens, who looks like he's going to be competing for a job. Do you see a second-year guy or third-year guy that's being lost that you feel like can contribute this year?
I mean, it's obviously Arroyo is one at tight end. On the offensive line, I think, can Gray Zabel take another step? Because he had a really good rookie season, but it wasn't perfect. Yeah, I think that sometimes we kind of overlooked some of the rookie mistakes because we all want to see, you know, the 18th overall pick do well. And there was so much good there that you kind of tend to lean towards the good and say, okay, well, the bad goes down to being a rookie. But with Anthony Bradford, there were some really good plays from Anthony Bradford, especially towards the end of the season, that don't get the focus because the bad stuff got more focus. So I think with Gray Zabel, can he take the next step? Can he go on and become? I think it's realistic that Gray Zabel could be the best guard in the NFL, you know, within time. And, you know, a good second-year season could enable him to do that. And if Charles Cross and Jalen Sundell are next to him and he's got that familiarity there, you know, I think this is a big thing. The fact that the Seahawks have got the same center for back-to-back seasons. It was every single year there'd be a different center there. So that will help your left guard. It will hopefully help your right guard, whether that's Bradford or whether somebody else wins that job like Bo Stevens. And I think it will be Stevens who is the primary competition there. You know, no disrespect to Christian Haynes we just haven't seen enough from him. There's no real buzz about him after 2 years. And when they go and trade back into this draft to go and get a guard, they're not drafting Bo Stevens to challenge Gray Zabel or ultimately take his job or just be depth. I imagine they're trading back into that because they think Bo Stevens, great value, somebody we really like, somebody who can be the future at right guard. So I think that could be a really interesting battle when camp comes around to see if Bradford can hold him off.
I want to get back to talking about some of the personalities on this team. Despite winning a Super Bowl, being like the top team in the NFL, you're right. It's been really quiet off season. No fights, no parties, no rests. Would you say the game's gone? A little bit, a real game's gone moment? I've been desperate to use that. No, they are kind of like a low-key team, though. Bump and I were debating, okay, then who's going to become just the star of Hard Knocks? Like, who's the personality? Like, this isn't like a Legion of Boom era Seahawks where you got a lot of like alphas and personalities. My vote is for Devin Witherspoon or Bud Clark. Bump thinks it could be Ernest Jones. Or like a veteran.
Ernest Jones.
You said Ernest Jones.
I said JSN.
Oh, you said JSN, which I said no.
Yeah, JSN or Witherspoon. But then I went back and said AJ Barner for sure.
Your early vote so that you can claim it now for who's going to be the breakout star of Hard Knocks.
Well, I really enjoyed Ernest Jones' speech at the ceremony. I suppose it wasn't, family friendly with the language that he used, but I did enjoy that, and it kind of showed that he's got some personality that I think could be quite interesting. Julian Neal could be the star. The way that he was talking when he was drafted, there's a lot to like there. There are other players. It is still a team with a lot of character. But what I would say is that I thought it was so great when you have sort of a voluntary situation where, you say to your veteran players, look, you had a really long season last year. You took it all the way to the final game. You don't have to be here. You can rest up. You can recuperate for a little bit longer. We just want to get the guys in who haven't played that as much football as you did. And you see on the pictures, you see the Jaron Reeds there. You see the Cooper Kupps there. You see the Sam Darnolds there. And it goes to show that there's just a seriousness about this team, which I think is a wild card. I think it's a factor that a lot of other teams do not have. A very professional, focused, driven group, mature group. And while it is nice to have some of those characters, and in the past, Seahawks teams have sort of built around their personality and that little edge that they get from having that, I think that the edge the Seahawks have right now is that maturity and that professionalism. It might make for quite a boring Hard Knocks, but I'm down for that if it also makes for a winning football team, which I think it will.
I feel like I'm going to need to reiterate to listeners that I was purely making a joke, and I'm very happy it's been a quiet offseason.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm looking forward to Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it in a while, and Stacey's determined to get on. So
I'm going to find a way.
We'll make that happen for her.
I'm going to pass out at camp.
Sam Darnold and Fleury, that's going to be an important relationship. There is some familiarity there with him being in San Francisco for a little bit. What's the next step for Sam? Minus the turnovers. We know turning the football over. Is there something in his game, throwing the football, protection-wise, that you think he can get better at in 26?
Well, it's obviously the turnovers. That is an area where he needs to be better. But I think that the great thing for Sam Darnold now is none of the focus is going to be on about, what happened in the last 2 games of the Vikings season? Right. What about the Jets? Like, people are going to view him in a totally different light now. And it might just mean that the shackles come off a little bit, that he could be even more aggressive moving forward, that he's not going to think too much about that he's not going to have in the back of the mind that if I have a bad game here, or if I'm responsible for the Seahawks losing a game of football, that the whole world's not going to crumble. I'm not going to be the central focus on every talk show for the next 48 hours. I imagine it might just be a weight has come off his shoulders. He could thrive through that, frankly. Like, you just see it sometimes where quarterbacks just break through a wall and they just take the next step. And I've just got this feeling that it'll be so refreshing for him to say, look, I can lead a team to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. I am a Super Bowl champion. From here on out now, I don't have to play with any stresses or strains. I've already won one. I can play with a level of freedom that perhaps wasn't there anymore. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to have a really good season. I think perhaps people will sleep on him a little bit. I think he could get back to the kind of form he was showing with the Vikings year before last, where he did get into the sort of the 30s for touchdowns. And I think he will do a better job with those turnovers. It's always going to be part of his game. Like, he's never going to be a surgical avoiding interceptions player. He's always going to have take some chances and take some shots, and that's the kind of player that he is. But that's also what makes him a great player as well. So I've got a feeling that he's going to have a great year, and he's got all his weapons back. And if you think that Rashid Shaheed's going to have an off season with him now, and he's going to be probably more effective next year, Arroyo coming into year 2, Jackson Smith and Jigbury is obviously an elite player. That has been proven now. AJ Barner is in a contract year. He's going to be sort of playing out to try and it's not a contract yet, but he's getting into the year before he can be offered a new contract. So everyone's going to be working to succeed in offense. And I expect big things from Sam Darnold this year.
I want to stay kind of in this vein for just a little bit longer, because I think that while locally we see, like on the text line, a ton of support for Sam, I still think that, to Bump's point, there's not that, eventually he'll let you down feeling, but I think there is he's best in this role. And that role is kind of a game manager. And so what we've seen from people is more of a, why can't game managers be franchise guys, rather than what if Sam is like a more traditional franchise guy? So I wanted to ask, like, what are the specific, I don't know if, you remember anything from his draft class or like a scouting report type thing, but what are the specific qualities that he possesses that you think, no, I do see a next level to his play?
The arm talent, the ability to throw it around the field. When he was at USC, he threw a lot of interceptions. Like he was somebody who was going to take risks, who was going to take chances, just had this great physical talent. Really, if you were going to make a quarterback in a lab, and the thing about Sam Darnold was that he was the more typical player who would go in the top 5 of a draft class. It was a bit of a surprise that Baker Mayfield was the first overall pick and that he was the second quarterback taken. Everybody for weeks was expecting Sam Darnold was going to be the number 1 overall pick. So he's got the traits. He's got all the tools. I do think he's more than a game manager. And the 2 examples that I would suggest to anybody who just wants to label him with that are the 2 games against the Rams. He outplayed Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford had an amazing game in the NFC Championship. Sam Darnold played better, to get that job done. I'm not going to suggest that he played better in week 16 because Stafford was pretty much flawless in that game and put up about 500 passing yards. But when the Seahawks needed him after those 2 awful turnovers, he just led the drives, clutch plays, the great throw to Cooper Kupp, not just a touchdown to Jackson Smith and Jigbury, but then coming back with a 2-point conversion to win it. That's almost more impressive, really, than what Stafford did off the back of the 2 interceptions. And it's the Rams again, and it's the interceptions again, and it's happening again for Sam Darnold. To come back in that situation and show some bottle and go and win that game is very impressive. So, yeah, there were plenty of games where all he had to be was a game manager, but that's because the game didn't ask him to do any more than that when you're playing with an amazing defense, an elite defense. And when the running game got going, he didn't need to throw it around the park for 350 yards, 400 yards, 5 touchdowns. But in the games when it was needed, he delivered. So I think he's better than that. I think that this could be the birth of a new Sam Darnold, really. Like I said, the shackles are off now. You have won a Super Bowl. Go out there and take the next step. Show how good you are to anybody who's still a doubter, and help lead this team on another great run. It's going to be incredibly difficult to win back-to-back Super Bowls, but everything's back. All the ingredients are there that the Seahawks had last year to go again. And I just don't think the other teams have caught up and done enough to sort of have any less faith in the Seahawks having another great run. They're going to have some luck with injuries. They're going to have some opponents who don't take the next step like the Seahawks did a year ago to get there. But I think they've got every chance to do it, and I think Sam Darnold can lead that charge.
Find more from Rob Staton at SeahawksDraftBlog.com. Thanks, Rob.
Thanks, Rob.
Thank you.
Let's get to 4 down territory.
This is 4 down territory, going inside the game with former Seahawks and Coug wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
First down bump, K9 said he knew during the season that he would not be back in Seattle. Why do you think he felt that way? And did you feel the same way?
I did feel like there was a chance he wasn't going to be back. And it's for the same reasons I think he felt that way. It was because he feels like he should be the guy. And he started the season off as the guy, and they kind of took turns, him and Zach Charbonnet. Charbonnet would look like the guy for a couple of games. K9 would remind you who he is. Charbonnet would get down to the 10 and punch it in. I think that he's looking at the way the Seahawks use Zach Charbonnet and thought to himself, I can be that guy. I should be that guy. And then you start to have the success in the playoffs. I'm already thinking this during the regular season. Then you get to the playoffs and Zach is hurt. His value is going up. I'm waving goodbye. I'm like, this is the end. K9's going to do his thing, and then he is gone. But he's not wrong for wanting to be the guy. He wants all the touches he can get, and he should get all the touches he should get in an offense that allows him to do that. I think over here it's a bit different. Yes, you did draft Jadarian Price, but I think it's still going to be a 1-2 combo when Zach Charbonnet gets healthy. It's been proven to work here, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But, yeah, I felt that. He felt that, and it's because he wants 25 to 30 touches.
Second down. What's a move you would make if you're the Bengals?
There's been a name connected to these Bengals, and I'm looking at what they have offensively, and I think to myself, yeah, you should go ahead and explore that. DeAndre Hopkins wants to be a Bengal. He wants to play with Joe Burrow. He's on the last 3 holes of his round, and you got Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Both these guys are downfield threats. They can do anything, but they're downfield threats. You have the young man, Andre Iosivas, I believe his name is, how you pronounce it. 33 catches last year, 435 and 2 touchdowns. Good ball player. But him and D. Hopkins being that third option, I think would be great. I think D. Hopkins could be kind of what Devontae is for the Rams when it comes to just end zone, red zone type stuff, right? Inside the 25, I'm going to move you. I got enough speed for a little burst. Throw me up for a jump ball, and I go get him. He's still got hands. At this point of Hopkins' career, you should be trying to play with the best. You should be trying to chase the Super Bowl. He said he wants to play with Joe Burrow. If I'm the Bengals, there's no way I'm ignoring this possibility. I think at his age, he's still better than a 26-year-old in Andre. Andre could be the fourth receiver. You got Jamar and Higgins over there. This would change. It wouldn't change the way we look at this offense because the Bengals, we feel like, are going to be good regardless. But this gives you another red zone option. Use him the same way the Rams use Devontae.
Third down. Who are the top available wide receivers, and where should they go?
You got Stephon Diggs, who's going through trial right now. Good luck. See how that one pans out. I've been talking about drama. I've been keeping up with that one. I've been keeping up.
See, that's the thing. You guys all make fun of me for watching my reality shows. But, like, there are sports stories that are just reality TV. It's the same.
It's real.
I'm convinced it's the same part of your brain.
Reality TV isn't reality TV. That stuff is scripted. This ain't scripted.
It's not completely scripted.
It's like WWE. Like, you respect it. Them dudes are athletes.
Yeah.
But you know who's going to win. That's
You're
reality.
like, no, Deshaun, like, not Deshaun. Stephon, like, real police were involved.
Real police. Real handcuffs. All that.
Okay.
So you got Diggs. I think he should go to Detroit or Baltimore. I think that Detroit needs a number 3 receiver. I think that Baltimore could use his help over there. Tyreek Hill, go back home to Kansas City. Indiana or Buffalo. I really like Buffalo because the guy, Josh Allen, right? They need some help over there in Buffalo. You got Keon Coleman, has so much potential but hasn't really tapped into it yet. You got DJ Moore, who they picked up, Khalil Shakur, Joshua Palmer. I think that you throw a Tyreek Hill in there, use him like a veteran, 20, 25 plays, let him go deep, they can change the game over there. So, yeah, those are my guys right there.
Tyreek Hill playing with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Tua, the trifecta. You didn't laugh at all. That's disappointing. Fourth down. I worked hard to set that up. You know what? Cash, just throw to break. Fourth down. Don't really. Anything stand out from our conversation with Rob Staton?
Yeah, I like how he pointed out you have the potential because we still haven't seen much out of Arroyo. He was hurt. And when he was in there, he caught one, I believe, tough catch against the Arizona Cardinals at home, I want to say. But the catches he made in college didn't really show up here in the NFL. And it could be just because of development. He was banged up, couldn't find his groove. You're bringing Saubert, he's getting time. I think that if you can develop Arroyo to be a 300, 400-yard guy, 2 to 3 touchdowns, and let AJ kind of take the next step, you can have a dynamic duo because we know what the ability that Arroyo has. He can line up outside, inside. He can do it all. So the development of Arroyo could unlock something special in this offense. I'll be watching that guy.
You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Timeline coming your way next.
Mariners win! The Mariners win!
Man, did the Mariners ever need a win like last night's win.
Goodbye, Luke Raley. One swing cuts the lead to 1. That's what they've been waiting for.
Can the M's make it 2 in a row and spark a run? Mariners and Braves, Game 2. Tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Do you have a car, truck, or SUV you're willing to sell? How about an RV or commercial vehicle? Wayscar Ford in Auburn will buy it from you, and when they resell your old vehicle, they'll split the profit with you 50-50. That's right. You'll get paid twice. Mark Clymer, Wayscar Ford's GM, isn't surprised their vehicle profit sharing program is doing so well. I mean, let's be real. It's a fantastic offer. And Mark actually said they've been getting a lot of cars from our listeners, which is very cool. And they're loving it. Here's why. Customers sell their car for top dollar upfront, get paid before they leave the dealership. And then when Wayscar Ford resells that vehicle, that same customer is getting 50% of the profit. There's not some secret catch here. A lot of people have cars right now sitting around, and they're worth a lot of money. So if you want to sell it and don't want to do it yourself, this is the perfect opportunity to get the most money you can without going through all the hassle. It's exclusively at Wayscar Ford, celebrating 104 years in Auburn. WayscarFord.com.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
Sparta's Pizza reminds parents the fatal crash rate for teens peaks at age 19, and we lose nearly 8 kids every day. Make a family agreement to never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs, text behind the wheel, or ride with anyone who is. Always designate a sober driver, call a parent or rideshare, and let's bring our children home safely. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Sparta's Pizza and Spaghetti House, serving the best pizza in the universe for over 40 years. Come visit them in Linwood, Bothell, Mill Creek, or online at spartaspizza.com.
Well, there's nothing I hate worse than being cold. And if your house is feeling a bit drafty or the floors of the main level are way too cold on your feet, that's probably because your crawl space and attic don't have enough insulation. It's probably making your furnace work overtime. So now you're spending more money as well. Well, how about a free and easy way to learn if you need better insulation? Just schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic with Crawl Pros. It's exactly what I did. They'll show up to your house. They'll go where you don't want to, certainly where I didn't want to. And they'll tell you if you got any problems with your crawl space, your attic, and especially your insulation. If they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates as well to help you get that work done correctly and affordably. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could receive a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost. Make your home more comfortable. Save on your energy bill with Crawl Pros. If you're worried that anything's going on in your crawl space or attic, critters, mold, water, plumbing issues, call Crawl Pros or go to crawlpros.com.
Mariners and Braves tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
It's a brave face we put on. We never want to be any trouble. But you know, getting older isn't all smiles and birthday parties. Sometimes it's facing the fact that we are aging. And you know what? That can be pretty hard. If you need a little support, or just want to talk to someone, 988 is here for you. It's free and it's confidential. Call 988 anywhere, anytime. A message from the Washington State Department of Health.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. compliance. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for honest pricing, expert service, and guaranteed repairs. This dedication has earned them a Carfax Preferred designation. At Bucky's, every customer gets detailed Carfax updates, timely service reminders, and a full service history, all at your fingertips. With 16 family-owned locations, no appointment needed, and easy financing, Bucky's makes auto care simple. Visit Bucky's.com today and drive with confidence. Bucky's.com.
Around the Diamond is sponsored by Klein Jewelers.
This is The Timeline
with Bump and Stacy.
Brought to you by 1-800-DUI-AWAY.
Mets broadcaster Gary Cohen kicking off the timeline today. He flexed his vocabulary to describe an impressive catch. Is it Carson Benji? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Outfielder.
Yeah.
Mets outfielder.
I just wrote it. I don't know.
Okay, thank you. No, that's okay. It's okay. It was in yesterday's game.
Grissom pokes one down the right field line, and Bench dives and makes a fantastic catch. Oh, wow. Carson Bench with a pulchritudinous play, and there are two men down in the ninth.
I'm not going to say it was pulchritudinous, but I'm going to take your word for it. That was an amazing play. Wow, what a great jump he got, and wow, how he closes on the baseball.
That ball looked for certain as though it was going to land for an extra base hit, and Bench just came flying across the outfield and made a magnificent play.
Bench, but also pulchritudinous?
What does that mean?
I'm sorry. So Merriam-Webster defines pulchritudinous as having or marked by pulchritude. Pulchritude as physical comeliness, and comeliness as pleasing in appearance.
You're doing too much.
Simply, you are doing too much.
No one, 95% of your audience said, huh?
Pulchritudinous. I mean, now I know a new word, which is cool. I'm ashamed maybe that I didn't know this word, but I also think it's like unnecessary.
It's very unnecessary.
What'd you say,
know
Ken?
your audience.
Oh, I thought you said something.
No, I have no idea what that word means either, though.
Thank you for validating me, though, because you're like fresh out of college.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, maybe I'm dumb. You know what I mean? Maybe it's been too long since I've read real books.
Yeah, I didn't either. I was a sport management major.
Yeah.
We didn't read
We didn't waste
anything.
time with that. No, I know.
no.
I was an English major, unfortunately.
No book you read had that word in it.
I don't remember. I simply don't recall that word. You know Kiki Palmer? Remember when she was shown that picture of, God, who was it? Like some vice president. I can't remember who it was, but like someone famous enough to know. And she was like, I don't know that man. I'm sorry to this man. That's me with pulchritudinous. Where I'm like, I was an English major and I don't know that word.
Have you seen the clip where KG tries to say equivalent? He couldn't read it. He says, name a equivalent. He tries to just mumble through it real
Matt,
quick.
tell me you can find that. I'm asking for too much.
Who said it?
Kevin Garnett, KG.
When he's trying to say equivalent?
He's trying to say equivalent. Granted, let me remind you, my man went to the NBA right out of high school.
So, I mean.
But equivalent? I mean, but now he's like 45, 50. Like, you would think you've seen in your evaluations of basketball players equivalent out there. But yeah, it was a struggle, man.
Oh, God.
Poor guy.
Keith Hernandez returned to the Mets booth last night for the first time since early April when he announced he was going to have back surgery that would keep him away for a few road trips. Here's how he sounded getting back to work.
We're in a festive mood because after 3 weeks on the injured list, Keith has finally returned to action.
I am that old Simon and Garfunkel song. Gee, it's great to be back home. Home is where I want to be, right with you in the booth, Gare.
Well, now, you had some surgery on your back. Tell us how it went. Tell us how you're feeling.
It was a 4-hour surgery, and they worked from level L3 all the way down to S1. They cleaned it out. I'll tell you one thing. When you're on anesthesia, the time flies.
I'm sure that's so.
I can second that. It definitely flies. I've had 2 surgeries, and both times I'm like, we're done already?
Right?
I wake up like, that was quick.
I'm not going to lie. Going under anesthesia was kind of fun last time I did it. I was like, this is cool.
Did you wake up with the giggles and stuff?
I feel like a time traveler. So I've only actually been under like 3 times ever. The last time, my sister was with me to drive me home, and she said that when I came out of it, I kept asking the nurse. The same questions over and over and over, and just going like, am I okay? And she was like, stop, what are you worried about? And then the other time, I don't think I went, it was like a dental thing, and I just kept saying thank you. Like holding her hand and being like, thank you.
I get sick.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
I loved it. I had a great time. I had a wonderful time going
out there floating.
It was great. Next up, friend of the show, Mina Kimes, has been named the new host of the National Spelling Bee. I wonder if pulchritudinous will be a word. She said, my goal is to give this a big game feel. Any event that requires skill and knowledge and preparation can have that feel if it's presented with enough care and pride on television.
A big game feel. Have you watched a spelling bee?
My friend, I have participated in the spelling bee.
Yeah, me too, but not like this.
Well, do we want to talk about the word that stumped you?
It got me. I was in 2nd grade.
Okay, but still.
All right. Why? It should be spelled this way.
No.
Eagle.
Yeah.
I said E-G-L-E. Boom. I'm like, yep, next round. Michael, go have a seat.
Yeah.
Hey, but
you'll get it next time.
Look, Mina, I love Mina. Smart. Knows her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to make spelling bee? All right, guys, we're here at the spelling bee.
I get what she's saying, though, where she's like, look, it's not sports, but this is a big event to
You can't make a spelling bee big.
They are prepping. They are putting in the work.
You can't make it big.
You can.
How are you going to make a spelling bee big?
Because it's a spelling bee.
And them kids going to be like, calm down. Where's this word from?
You want to hear Kevin Garnett say equivalent?
Please.
See, I never know where it's going to go. Okay, here we go. Kind of like naming NFL equivalent for each NBA player.
Hey, he should have just said, as soon as he saw that word, he goes, hey, you got this one. Read it. That's what a pro would have done.
Curtis
you got
will,
it.
on the show sheet sometimes, put down words. It's not that I don't know how to say them, but I'm just not fully confident. Like, I know what they are. For some reason, it's like a word like niche, right? Where you're like, I know this word. You know what word always gets me and I refuse to say it when I see it? Mantra or mantra.
Mantra.
Okay, mantra. I always want to say mantra.
Uh-huh.
And I said it one time, and I got like 5 texts in from people, you idiot. I've never said it. I've not said that word on this show.
It's a word that I won't say.
I won't. I refuse to say that word.
I don't know. This names get me. Names is what my butt.
Just know that when I say, Mike McDonald, he has this saying. What I've done is Curtis put the word mantra/mantra on the show sheet, and I fully ignored it. And I just kept it moving.
See, I never know where it's going to go. Okay, here we go. Kind of like naming NFL equivalent for each NBA player.
What is he saying?
He's trying to say equivalent. Is it
an NFL?
Naming NFL equivalent for each NBA player.
All right. We got sad news yesterday, obviously, with the passing of John Sterling. In the first inning of the Yankees game against the Rangers, Aaron Judge hit a home run. Yankees broadcaster Michael Kay honored the late, great John Sterling in his call. This audio, is courtesy of the Yes Network.
And the pitch. High drive, right center field, going back to Veras. It is high, it is far, it is gone. Aaron Judge, a Judgian blast. Here comes the Judge.
Well, you nailed it, Michael. On a hanging slider, Judge nails it. And John Sterling would have come out of his seat, just like you did.
Rick Riz also with an ode in honor to Sterling for yesterday's/last night's Mariners win.
Yesternight.
Look.
Nice.
No.
Clip it.
No, that didn't even, but it didn't sound as cool. It didn't sound as cool as Bumpisms.
That's all right. Why you always
nighttime, dark time.
Why you always put it on me? Focus on you right now. Yesternight. Okay. Anyway.
Let's go around the diamond.
No, that was good. Hold on. That was good. I like that call, man.
You gotta, because yesternight's a good word.
You got to give big ups to one of the legends, man. So that was very classy of him to do that.
Yesternight should be a word. Yesteryear is a word.
I mean, I understood you. I get you.
I bet you that if you told someone what's a real word, pulchritudinous or yesternight, they would be stumped and they would not know.
I can't even
And they
repeat
might even
that
guess
word.
yesternight.
Maybe.
Pulchritudinous?
Won't touch it.
I got to say it I'm going to say it in the show today.
Shit.
I should say it to Shannon and see what she says.
Yeah, do that.
How do I'll find a way
Figure
to
it
make
out.
it
You
work.
figure it out.
I have time. I have some time. Let's go around the diamond. A few updates on Cal Raleigh. This was Dan Wilson pregame yesterday, asked whether they got the MRI results.
Yeah, I mean, I think, he's getting himself into a good spot. He's testing himself a little bit more today. We'll have more information once we, see how he feels after he's done some work today.
That did not come post-game, so awaiting more information today during his pregame information is kind of what we're waiting for. Cal actually got a chance to talk with Shannon for the Cal Raleigh show.
I just woke up, Saturday morning and, came in, tried to hit, and, I just, was thinking about the team and everybody else. And ultimately, core injuries are tricky to deal with just because of the nature of the sport with how much rotating and, stuff like that we do. So it's in every play, and just knowing that part of it and where we're at in the season and knowing I didn't want to, risk something serious was kind of where we were at.
How worried are you about Cal right now?
No, unless he goes on IL. I think we're all right. If he does, then a bit more concerned, but I'll wait. I don't want to get too crazy too early.
Okay, and again, I'm sure we'll be able to ask Shannon, who, again, yesterday spoke with Cal. You just heard part of that interview. She's going to join us at 1. That's Around the Diamond, brought to you by Klein Jewelers Edmonds. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Coming up next, why aren't the Seahawks favorites to win the Super Bowl again?
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
Just head-scratching moments, just booting ball, just sloppy play.
Are the Mariners really as far down as they appear? Turns out they are. 28 out of 30 in terms of defensive wins above replacement. It's a concern. The numbers say it's a concern. Your eyes say it's a concern. And for a team that's built around pitching, defense, run prevention, you can't give extra out.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
My first car sale was from Michigan. I get this lead. This guy had been looking for this very specific truck across the whole U.S., and he's concerned about rust. And I'm like, why don't we FaceTime? I will crawl beneath the truck. I literally was on my back beneath this vehicle, showing him all the welds that he wanted to see. He agreed, put down a deposit, held the truck, flew out that night from Michigan. I picked him up at the airport. He had his cashier's check. We went through everything, and that was my first car sale. So here's the catch. If you're willing to put a limit on what you're willing to do to be a good person, to help somebody out, or to help in the community, then that limit exists. So you don't. You just do what it takes to be the type of person you want to be and to help people like you hope that they would help you. And it doesn't matter. You just do what it takes.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Spring is a perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Coming to Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Thursday night, June 18th, it's Jim Jeffries.
If you see like an old couple and you go, how long have you two been married for? And they go, 45 years. And then I always ask, what's your secret? The man goes like this, she's always right. And then you see him go dead behind the eyes.
Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Global comedy heavyweight, Jim Jeffries, June 18th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com. GlobalQueen.com.
70 and sunny this week, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was unlike anything I've experienced. Think of a luxury EV on water, quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeservice.com.
Mariners and Braves tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I was perusing my own timeline yesterday, and I saw a clip from Up and Adams, hosted by Kay Adams, and she was talking about the Seattle Seahawks. I thought it was great, so I wanted to play it for you guys. She's wondering if the Seahawks are missing something that she's not seeing, because she doesn't understand why the Seahawks aren't clear Super Bowl favorites.
And by the way, beyond Sam not acting like a Super Bowl champ, the rest of the world also not acting like they won the Super Bowl or that they'll do it again. Not only are they not the favorites to repeat at Super Bowl, they're not even the favorites to win their own division. We are, I think, sleeping on them just a little bit. I feel like we turned the page quicker than ever. It's May, and we have barely talked about how they could do a back-to-back, what their chances are. And the Chiefs are the only ones to do it, of course, in the last, 2 decades? What are the Seahawks missing in terms of, the ingredients to be a back-to-back champ? What are they missing?
The Seahawks are not favored to win the Super Bowl. Now, they are, depending on which sports book you're looking at, the second or third favorite, which is very cool. But the Rams, overwhelmingly the favorite to win the Super Bowl right now. Over-under for wins is 11.5, 10.5 for Seattle. So I wanted to talk about 2 things here. One, why we think that is, why we think the Seahawks aren't favored to win the NFC West or the Super Bowl. And 2, to answer Kay's question more directly, what's missing? What's missing with the Seahawks then? So why aren't they favored?
Because they don't have a superstar quarterback. I think it starts there. The quarterbacks who won back-to-back quarterbacks got Pat Mahomes, superstar, Tom Brady, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, Bart Starr. All these guys in their prime were considered the dudes in the league. Pat Mahomes still considered that. So I think it starts there. Then you factor in a new offensive coordinator. I think people are looking at are not giving the Sam Darnold-Fleury relationship enough respect. Sam Darnold knows Fleury. He's been in that offense or Shanahan offense, and I think can have a good relationship there. That's what I think it comes down to and then you can look at what they lost on defense and wonder if they're going to bring those guys back or not bring those guys back, replace those guys and get some production out of some young dudes. Mainly, it's because of the quarterback and because of the Rams.
I think
they're already crowning the Rams the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
A team that lost to these Seahawks 2 out of 3 times. Close games, all close games, respect. Matthew Stafford's coming back, MVP. He made some additions over there on defense. But it's quarterback and the Rams, and then you sprinkle in the doubt of this offensive coordinator and replacing a defense.
I think you totally nailed it. It's the reputation that the Rams already have as being like, oh, they're the best. And every year that they don't become more competitive, it's because they got unlucky. Kind of like the 49ers. I think people see last season as, oh, if that Zach Charbonnet 2-point conversion goes a different way, then the Rams could have gone to and won a Super Bowl because they would have won that game. Well, wait a minute. That's not necessarily true. The Seahawks had a chance to make a 2-point conversion because they got back in that game when the Rams gave up a 14-point lead. We're ignoring, or 16. We're ignoring 2 touchdowns here when we're talking about the 2-point conversion. It also didn't end the game. There was still game left to play. And for that matter, the Rams could have won it by making a field goal and then keeping Seattle from scoring to force overtime. They didn't make the field goal, so they went into overtime. But I digress. I think it's seen as like the Rams somehow got unlucky, and it should have been their path to a Super Bowl. And by virtue of that, the Seahawks therefore got lucky and ended up in the Super Bowl. And I think that's an unfair retelling and rewriting of the NFL season for what was a hard-fought battle between 2 of the league's best teams. Someone had to get there and win, and it was Seattle. I think you're totally right, too. It all comes down to people love Sean McVay, people love Matthew Stafford. They have more faith in those 2 than they do Sam Darnold. Let's answer the next question then. What's missing? What's missing with Seattle that for Kay, she's like, what am I not seeing here? And maybe for people, for odds makers or for bettors, what's missing for the Seahawks that would make them a favorite or that should?
What's missing? I think what's missing is consistency. I think losing Clint Kubiak to the Vegas Raiders put some doubt on what this offense can do. Losing K9, losing Kobe Bryant. I wouldn't put Boye Mafe in there. I don't think people look at the loss of Boye Mafe and say, oh, my God, what are you going to do?
I don't either.
I think Rick Woolen brings some concerns. It's funny because it all comes down to the same thing again. What's missing? You're just missing a superstar quarterback or what people consider a superstar quarterback. Like if Pat Mahomes loses guys every year and no one ever even flinches about Pat Mahomes and their potential to be Super Bowl champions, even him coming off an injury, they're still talking about them contending again and doing the same. Granted, it is deserved. So what's missing is a couple seasons where Sam Darnold gets that team either to the big game or they're approaching the big game in the conference championship. I think when you win one championship and you haven't done anything like to really revolutionize the game, that's what McVay has on his side. Is he won a championship and people are looking at his offense and saying, oh my God, like we haven't seen anything like this. It's revolutionary. So whereas the Hawks are doing something like that on defense, and we all know how the media or the common person feels about it. Everyone focuses on offense and what an offense can do because it's fun. The ball's down the field. You're scoring touchdowns. Whereas the defense can supplement a lot. If people were looking at the defense, what's coming back, who's calling the plays, and how they've kind of changed the game with a Nick Memorial, then maybe I think more will lean towards the Seahawks being able to go back. But it's an offensive game. At least it's perceived that way, an offensive game. So I think both questions have the same answer. It's just a quarterback who hasn't done it consistently. And it's jacked up that we're saying this because he put together 2 dang good years.
14-win seasons back-to-back.
2 dang good years, and he's still being doubted. But I also think the new offensive coordinator is aiding that doubt.
It's just so interesting. You make such a good point about defense, too, because I think people see it as adding McDuffie put the Rams so clearly over Seattle, when in actuality they needed McDuffie because their defense wasn't good enough. And if you look at their just basic defensive stats, right? Points allowed, yards allowed, things like that down the stretch, the Rams defense was not looking great. People completely overlook it because Puka Nacua was second to JSN in yards. And it's like, oh, they were neck and neck too. And oh, they have Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay. You're totally right. Like ignoring issues on the Rams defense and ignoring consistency and stability on Seattle's defense.
They have the MVP too, you know?
Yeah,
so
it's just going to happen. Let's we're going to bring on Brock Huard. We'll start with this same question, and then we got a lot of Seahawks stuff for him. That's next.
Mariners win! The Mariners win!
Man, did the Mariners ever need a win like last night's win.
Goodbye! Luke Raley! One swing cuts the lead to one. That's what they've been waiting for.
Can the M's make it 2 in a row and spark a run? Mariners and Braves, Game 2. Tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
Vesey & Sons Incorporated reminds parents the fatal crash rate for teens peaks at age 19, and we lose nearly 8 kids every day. Make a family agreement to never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs, text behind the wheel, or ride with anyone who is. Always designate a sober driver, call a parent or ride share, and let's bring our children home safely. A message from the entire team at Vesey & Sons Incorporated. Family owned for over 60 years, and wishing all our kids a safe and successful future.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign. And so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to HarleyExteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They're not just window and door experts. They're experts at taking care of you and your home. At Pella, they find the products that meet your needs and their experts install them. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Discover why Pella is a trusted choice for homeowners everywhere. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. That's Pella.com/Eisen.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams sale and get 30% off Duration, Woodscapes, and Super Deck products May 1st through the 11th. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners beat the Braves yesterday 5-4 thanks to a 3-run shot from Luke Raley and a go-ahead 2-run bomb from J.P. Crawford. Game 2 today at 6:40. George Kirby on the mound. Pre-game show starts at 5:30 p.m. on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time. From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
this is Bump and Stacy
on Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app and at seattlesports.com.
Now, here are your hosts, Michael Bumpus and Stacy Ross.
Here we go now. Talking Seahawks with Brock Huard joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Hi, Brock.
What's up, kids? How we doing?
We're good. We wanted to bring you back on. I know you've already been talking Dante Fowler Jr. a little bit, obviously, this morning when that news broke. But we wanted to bring you back on and just start with.
I know why. I know why you wanted me back on.
Well, because we missed you. And
no,
we just love hearing
nothing. No,
what are you
no,
talking about?
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Then why?
It's because we get to break news, and we normally never get to break news. Like you guys are the news breakers, so you're trying to look. Yeah, right on our breaking news coattails today. I get it. I understand.
Have I been popping into Kyle's office asking if we can redo the drop that you're going to hear on commercials? Maybe. Asking if we can use my voice instead? Maybe.
Right.
But I digress.
Yes.
Now, what was your reaction to the signing? I know we all kind of expected it, but what kind of impact is this really? Is it like a DeMarcus Lawrence?
Yeah, it just kind of feels. I think the word that hit me early on, it's probably staying by it here a few hours later, is just fit. It's just kind of the right hand and glove fit in many different ways. I think his fit with this rotation and this group, his fit with the defense coordinator, Dirty, who he spent years with in Atlanta and Dallas, his fit in knowing as a veteran guy, like, they take care of you the right way. They'll put me in the right place. Mike McDonald's been so good with his edge players, and he didn't have to look any further than a dude he knows really well, and DeMarcus Lawrence, Tank, that was a teammate of his in Dallas. So I don't know, other than if there's another shoe to drop that DeMarcus Lawrence is retiring or something. Like if there's another shoe to eventually drop, I don't know how anybody could look at this and go, oh, yeah, that's not a good deal. That doesn't make any sense. I think it checks boxes just about everywhere.
Brock, I told our listeners that Fowler is a responsible football player. I mean, he's not the 22-year-old from years back, but he's going to be where he's supposed to be. He's going to hold the edge when he needs to hold it, and he might sneak in a few sacks here and there and some pressures. What did you see when you watched film?
Yeah, I think that's all fair. You get to this point, you play 11 years. He's made, I was looking at his numbers before popping on with you guys, almost $80 million. So he's made some pretty significant money. I also kind of like that the last 3 years, they've been contracts very similar to this. Sometimes you get concerned if you get a veteran guy that's made, significant bank year in and year out. And I'll never forget looking at Ricky Waters' check back in the day when you played last century, Stacy, you actually got checks, and you had to walk upstairs in the old facility and pick them up. And somebody had picked up Ricky's. Was like, you believe what he's making per week? Like, this is nuts. It was more than I made all year in a week. And I get a little nervous sometimes that if you have someone coming off of a contract like that, and it's this 1 year up to $5 million. So when the numbers fully come out, it'll probably be a couple million guaranteed. But the last 3 years, that's kind of what he's made in Dallas and in Washington, is about $4 or $5 million. And you, with that, know what you're getting. He knows what he is as a player, Bump, at this point. You know what he is as a player. You've got background thanks to the experience I talked about earlier with the D coordinator. And yeah, this is not it's kind of like the transfer portal that my kids are living in college, right? It's like these colleges that are leery of recruiting high school kids because I've seen the product. I've seen you play at the college level. I know what you can do at the Power 4 level. There's comfort in knowing that. I think there's a lot of comfort in knowing what Dante brings.
Hey, speaking of adding to the defense, Dante obviously brought in to add a little bit of depth, some veteran leadership. But overall, Seattle's defense lost one starter, right, with Kobe Bryant departing in free agency with Chicago. And yet they are not a betting favorite to win the Super Bowl, nor to win the NFC West. In our last segment, Bump and I were answering a question. It was presented by Kay Adams about, well, why? What do we think is at play here? So I'll ask you the same, Brock. What do you think is at play? Why do you think the Seahawks aren't favorites?
Matthew Stafford over Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just on the national level, and in that regard, it's always about that, about some of the highest star power on your team. And Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford, they didn't lose to the Seahawks. They put up 580 yards and tore them. Tore that defense up and down the field, and they didn't lose. It was their defense that lost. And now they traded for McDuffie, and they traded for, and they added, and they done this, and they done that. And it's going to be Matthew Stafford is greater than Sam Darnold, even though they went toe-to-toe, and in the NFC title game, Sam Darnold won. And on Thursday night, he won. And that game was in Seattle because he won that game at the end of the year. So it's just it's the track record, and Sam was not the MVP of the league. Matthew Stafford's a phenomenal player. And I think, honestly, it's kind of that simple from a national level, certainly, and even some of the betting odds.
Going into the draft, I felt like the Hawks didn't need to draft a starter unless we're talking running back, right? If Price is there, he's probably going to have the ball week one. But after the draft, I'm looking at some of these guys, and I say, all right, eventually I think one or two of these guys, maybe three, could be starters in this league or for this team sometime this season. What was your thinking going into the draft? Did you feel like there was a position other than running back that they needed to find a starter right now? And out of the guys who they've drafted, who do you think will be the first one to touch the field?
Yeah, I think that's all very fair. I mean, we spent a lot of time, Bump, that night together, and I watched you, Stacy. I watched Bump get really nervous. I don't know if you've ever seen him nervous in that studio, because he's always calm, he's cool, he's collected, right? I saw him get real nervous when Tennessee traded.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because we're gonna lose out on our guy. And you didn't really want to walk away from this draft, and then you watched where the next running back went, right? And then what was it, third or fourth round?
Third round.
So, yeah, I don't know if we'd have been feeling too great if it was Mike Washington, and we love Jonah Coleman, but I don't know if that would have answered the bell the way that Jadarian does. So he will be the first one to hit the ground, and likely with Sharps out, likely be the week one starter. Wouldn't surprise me at all. After that, I don't know if any of these late round guys move the needle for me much at all. I'm talking about the 6th and 7th rounders. Bo Stevens will be fun watch. He'll have a hill to climb, because I'm kind of as curious about Bryce Cable at guard as I am about Bo Stevens pushing the incumbent there, Anthony Bradford. Neal's got a ways to go. I know it's fun. He's got great juice, got a great body. He's got a ways to go in the refinement of his technique. And so then it kind of leads you to the next most obvious, and that is the live wire. That is Bud Clark. That will be, I am sure, one that Dave Pearson and his team will have to monitor for Hard Knocks, because when the video and all that gets sent to the team, they get kind of dibs to go, yeah, we're not putting that out there. Now we're going to edit that. You don't get to show that. I think that room will be mic'd up in ways that maybe no other room in the whole organization will be.
It's a second meeting room to examine that tape.
Yes.
A question that I asked Bump, I'll throw your way. Switching to look at the offense, what's a way that you'd love to see Seattle's offense, I don't want to say look different. You won a Super Bowl, but where would you like to see it grow or change at all?
Geez, yeah, Stacey, I'm probably my most nervous Nelly kind of eye is on a first-time coordinator. Right? That is not a seamless, it'll be fine. Oh, it'll be easy. Like, ask Bump about calling plays. I got to be in a booth this year and kind of help our head coach, and I didn't help him. He'd done it for 20 years at the collegiate level, at a high level. But I got to kind of partake in that and talk through some different scenarios and situations. And like, there is a learning curve when you are the pilot of that plane, and especially coming off the most productive offense in the history of the franchise and scoring points and explosive plays and the offensive player of the year, winning a Super Bowl. Like, I don't know if grow. Where do I want to see it grow? I really want to see that Coach Fleury can handle all that's going to come with the expectation, the standard, and the responsibilities, and do so as a first-time play caller.
Brock, I look at this this defense, it's personnel, and as far as starters go, I see guys that Mike McDonald brought in. It's finally his team. It's always been his team, but Reek was brought in by Pete, and so was Kobe, and we love those guys. But I feel like Mike has his guys now. Is there another phase, another step that the defense can make now that personnel-wise you feel like he can even mold this thing even more into what he wants?
Yeah, I think kind of that evolve or die. And when was that? That was one of the games late in the year. Maybe that was a Sunday night football game. I think it was, because Collinsworth and Tarico were talking about that from their production meeting with Mike, that the NFC West, you evolve or you die. And with Shanahan and McVay and all the work they're going to do. And I think McVay, like I said, feels pretty good about it. Their 12 personnel, their 13 personnel, but especially their 12 personnel package was a real problem in that championship game. They did not have many answers. So it's almost as schematic as it is personnel and how they employ these guys. I think that there was a thought that, man, we need more speed. We need more ball hawks. We need more guys that can play the ball. We need maybe a little more physical presence at corner with a 6'2", 200-plus pounder and Neal that can grow and maybe develop into some of that. But I think it's covered in space. Watching that Thursday night and NFC title game in person and watching just the challenge that those guys presented in space. San Fran did not, and I'm not terribly fearful of Mike Evans at this age and stage of his career. But yes, handling the deployment of all the weaponry that McVay has, I think that's why a Bud Clark. I think that's why a Neal. I think that's why the moves were made the way they were, because they know that handling space is still a really, really big deal.
Hey, I wanted to get back to that concern you have about transitioning from one OC to the other, and the other being a brand new one. What's so hard about it? That sounds dumb, but what's the hardest thing?
Everything, right? I think everything. I think it's understanding and gaining consensus amongst all the coaches, because there's a lot of continuity, and you're the new guy, right? And I've watched this with a lot of colleges try to handle that, hey, we don't want to change the system. We don't want everybody to learn a new language. And a lot of the language will be the same because they come from the same tree. But there is I got to get to know John Benton. I don't know John Benton the way Kubiak knew John Benton and the implicit trust that they had. I got to get to know the rest of the staff. We got a new running back coach, and he's got a big job with our first-round pick to make sure he hits the ground running week number 1 of the regular season. So it's relationship. It's that connective tissue. It is that trust you build. And then it's just, and obviously they felt confident because they went this way. They could have had a veteran play caller. They could have gone down those roads, but they felt they saw something, and I'll trust McDonald and John and their judgment in that. They felt like they saw something in Coach Fleury that's like, no, this guy's going to be really good at it. Maybe we'll have to take some training wheels off, or maybe there's going to be a learning curve, but eventually this is the guy we want. We targeted. We interviewed a lot of different people. We interviewed people in-house that I think were legitimate contenders for it that would have eliminated some of that trust and background. So I think all those things, Stacy, and then in the very real time, like great play callers are ones that are always a step ahead. They sequence, they put things together. I remember that Super Bowl year with Shanahan. There was a great sound to him. Even in the Super Bowl, they end up losing that game, but he's talking to the side judge before the play, and he's like, hey, watch the safety here, right? We're going to run a deep out here to Kittle. He's been holding him. Just to be like that present in the moment, and I guess I'll say it like this too. When you're a young quarterback and you come into a league and it's your first time, okay, can I call the play? Yep. Okay, I can call the play. Okay, do I know where everybody is on the play? Okay, I know where everybody is on the play. Okay, do I know what the defense is doing? Okay, I kind of know what the defense is doing. Like, all these parts to it, and he's going to have to navigate that, and as I said, do so for the first time.
I want to see what Shaheed looks like with a full offseason with this team. You know, he's it's not a perfect comparison, but I remember playing with Jordan Kent. You remember Jordan Kent, right? Oregon track guy.
Yeah.
And the first year, all he could do was run down the field. You know, that's all he was doing. Then the second year, now he can break down and run some digs. Now, Rashid is a track guy and way better athlete than when we were. But do you feel like he should be a priority when it comes to finding ways to make him comfortable in this offense?
Yeah, I think that's a good point, Bump. And we kind of forget that. He came in midstream in the season. And just like, he knows Kubiak's system, and he's been in it, and Clint knows him. And, yeah, but he doesn't know Sam. And the one positive, and the thing that just blew my mind, and I know you guys as well, was how did Sam and JSN get on this page this fast, right? And that was just one off season. Like, they didn't even have years and years and years. You know, I got to watch Peyton and Marvin, and it was a symbiotic relationship because they had like a decade together. I got to watch Matt Hasselbeck and Bobby Ingram, and they knew where one another were going to be after years together. They did that after months together. And so I hope we see that same growth and development that Sam can have in him, in Arroyo. I think Arroyo is another big watch for me because I think there's way more upside that we didn't see last year through injury and just the rookie transition. I think he's going to be a fun one to watch this offseason as well.
Hey, before we let you go, you had Jeff Passan on this morning, and I just wanted to I was listening, and you guys had so many great points about the Mariners who were kind of at a weird spot. I just wanted to ask you as our last question, a Mariners one, and that's just what's sticking with you from that interview with Jeff.
Yeah, I think just the consistency in all of this conversation, like with the Seahawks, Saul kind of downplayed it, and he's probably right. But there's a part of me, and I guess this is me like projecting because I'm a Seahawk fan and a Mariner fan, and I see that Seahawks standard and that consistency they play to and the attention to detail and, you know, these walkthroughs that you hear about where you're so mentally locked in. And then I contrast that with Randy Arozarena losing track of the count. Not in August or September in the dog days, like in a packed house and 30 games into a year. Like, what are we doing here? So just, I think that focus and that consistency is something that I'll have an eye on this team because it's different. Hey man, you climb that mountain, you get a few outs away from a World Series. The expectation and the standard is different. And I do think that some of that consistency, whether that comes from focus, whether that comes from the weight of these expectations, whether that comes from all the new pieces too, the Donovans, the Ref Snyders, the new guy, like there is some newness there, but there's a consistency, Stacy, in my mind that has to grow and grow quite a bit.
He is Brock Huard, kind enough to join us on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Thanks, Brock.
Thanks, Brock.
Yeah, we'll talk about, the breaking news stuff. I'll try to
I'm still upset about it, actually.
I'll try to make sure it's more in you guys. You guys are better at it than Salk and I. We're not equipped. We don't have the experience that you guys do.
Matt,
we're like first-time play callers.
Matt, can you find news for me to break? Anything works. Anything. Literally anything. And we'll send that over.
Breaking news, the Mariners have a game tonight?
For me. God, no one gets this. Thank you, Brock.
Thanks,
Bye.
I am really upset about that. Every time I hear a promo that's a breaking news promo and it's not my voice, we have a problem.
I think I've broken news once. You were out, and I get why you like it.
It's a thrill I can't explain.
I get it.
It's power is what it is.
It's power.
Like nothing is cooler than when you're expecting something really cool for the Seahawks and you go, breaking news.
No, you go, breaking news, dish this in. You can turn real reporter. The Seahawks pick up Dante Fowler.
The reporter part of me comes out.
1 year deal with $5 million.
But sometimes when it's really fun, you go, you guys want to hear some Seahawks breaking news? Like it's gossip. Let's get to headline rewrites.
Extra, extra, real Headline rewrites.
We must make headlines.
The real story behind the headlines in today's news.
Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services.
With Bump and Stacy.
The Seahawks signed edge rusher Dante Fowler Jr. to a 1-year deal worth up to $5 million. What's the real headline?
At 31, he's really more of an edge jogger. You'll get there eventually.
Oh, he's not a jogger. He's not a sprinter. What is someone
Speed walker, they said, right?
Was a speed walker? Yeah, I don't know. He's something like that.
What's he bringing?
He's bringing just consistency. He's strong. Like I said, he has that old man strength, that dad strength. If you ever tried to arm wrestle or wrestle your dad and he's like maybe late 40s, early 50s, he still got some juice to him. That's what this guy has. And it's not like you're asking him to replace 10.5, 11 sacks. I mean, Boye Mafe had, 6 sacks last year? My man had 3.5. He had more pressures than Boye Mafe. So, listen, you're getting a guy. I'm not, in no disrespect to Boye Mafe. I'm glad he got his money. I think he was a contributor to this team. But when he got signed for $20 million a year, I even threw my hands up and thought, no, Hawks ain't touching that. You shouldn't touch that. This is what you do. You find your guys who fit what you need. And what you need is a guy who's going to be where he's supposed to be. And when you do that, tackles and sacks and pressures kind of fall into your lap at times.
Yeah.
So you'll have the help of everyone else in this box. And McDonald does a good job of getting guys open or free defensively to go ahead and get the quarterback, influence the defensive line, fooling the RB with some fake pressures or whatnot. So, no, I think it's a good move. We expected this for the past, week or two now?
Yeah. Alex and Monroe said Edge Hurrier.
Edge Hurrier. I like that one.
253 says Edge Brisker.
Brisker?
I like Edge Scoocher. I'm just going to scooch on by ya.
Scooch on by.
I'm just going to scooch on by ya. Just going to squeeze by ya. I like that one, too. What's next?
Headline rewrites.
David Schoenfeld gave the Mariners a C- grade for the first month of the season. What's the real headline?
They can still get into Wazoo with that.
Always some Wazoo jokes.
I had to.
Always some Wazoo jokes.
Well, it's okay. There's definitely some Cougs listening right now that in 30 seconds, when the stream finally gets to them, are going to text in, how dare you? And I'm going to say, look, I got C's in high school too. Not many of them, but I've done it before.
You got C's in high school and you still got into UW?
Yeah.
You worked the system.
Yeah.
I don't know what you did, but you worked it. Oh, I know. Actually, I do know what you did.
Yes, I was in the Office of Minority Affairs and Diversity.
Air quotes, minority.
And all around diversity.
Minority, that's funny.
You know what? They were like, this is a first-generation college student, and we're going to give her a shot here at UW. We're going to see what she does.
No, good for you, though. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Happy for you.
And I'll take any opportunity to dunk on a Coug.
It's all good, Cougs. We straight. C-. Doesn't make sense to me.
Is that what you would give them?
For the first month? Yeah, you know what? Yeah, probably C-.
Makes sense to
yeah,
me.
it does. It does, actually. I got defensive for a bit and I had to put my analyst cap back on.
And then you were like,
yeah, you're probably right. Good enough to be to stay eligible, but you're close. If you start messing up, then you're not gonna be eligible. That's the way I feel about this ball club right now. But big win last night. Let's make it 2.
Edge Expediter.
I kind of like that. That's very mature.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Expeditiously.
Expeditious. T.I.
What's next?
Headline rewrites.
Pablo Torre finds out won the Pulitzer Prize in audio reporting for an investigation into the Clippers' alleged evasion of the NBA salary cap. What's the real headline?
If you want a Pulitzer for that, imagine the awards he'll win for Rossini and Vrabel.
Man.
That episode. He's done one kind of, but
Pablo Torre is going to be the producer, like To Catch a Cheater and stuff like that. Like, he's going to do some real investigating. My man is on point.
To catch a cheater?
Yeah, to catch anybody. Predator, all that. Who you trying to catch? Call Pablo. He going to get you right.
Who are you trying to catch?
Who you trying to catch?
Who are you trying to catch?
That's his slogan. Who you trying to catch?
Who you trying to catch?
Call Pablo.
Yes.
Boom.
No, it really is. Congratulations to Pablo. The stuff that he has been able to uncover, though, I'm like, how is this not just out there? You said it great earlier when you were like, there is a level of like accountability that sometimes isn't present in sports because sports are fun and there's a lot of passion and you don't really pay attention to little things. But like an NBA team getting around salary restrictions, an NBA owner using his own version of like Secret Service to kick fans out for booing and ban them from Madison Square Garden. Like little things like that are just, how is no one else talking about this? Every time he releases an episode, I'm like, is he the first person to learn this? How is this not a thing?
Hey, if you have power, it's easier to cover up stuff and to have people turn the other cheek and not pay attention to what's going on. So Pablo, keep calling these rich, you know what's out.
Someone said, y'all can probably dunk on Western Washington. That'll bring Stacy and Bump back together. I would never.
Why not?
Never.
They only have a
They've
football
done nothing
team.
wrong.
They don't have a
Central
football team.
Washington.
Central's fine.
I'm an honorary Wildcat.
I passed through Ellensburg on the way to Pullman, so I have no beef with them.
Yeah.
But Western, they don't have a football team.
Cash, who does Central dunk on? Like, who do you just love? Western Washington?
Western, yeah.
I
that's,
hate
That's
them.
the rival, yeah. No.
I take it back. I hate Western Washington.
There you go. Now you sound like a Wildcat.
Thank you.
What's their mascot? Western Washington.
Eagles, right?
Vikings.
Who cares? That's what I've
So we know how
always
to
said.
troll.
Go
So we know how to
Wildcats.
troll.
Yeah, who cares what their mascot is? Who's the Eagle?
Eastern?
Eastern. Dang it.
yeah.
Yes, you're absolutely right. I should be much better at this. You're listening to Bump and Stacy on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app. Taking a look around the NFL next.
Blue 88 every morning at 7:45. Brock Huard tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Dante Fowler Jr. is the newest Seahawk. How important is it to get him signed today?
I think that's really important because the boys are starting to come back into town. He's going to know the scheme. He's going to know the stunts. He's going to know all those things. And then with a veteran player to make sure you know what you're dealing with. You know, where that body is a dozen years into this league.
Catch every Blue 88 on the Seattle Sports app.
If you've gained 20, 30, or even 40 or more pounds over the past few years and nothing seems to work anymore, listen up. I'm Dr. Coogan with Eastside Weight Loss, and our completely medication-free program has helped thousands in Washington lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days. No drugs, no weekly shots, no muscle loss, no side effects, no forever monthly costs, just food, but the right type, in the right amount at the right time. All part of a detailed plan with expert coaching every step of the way that helps you reset your metabolism and burn fat. Schedule your free phone consult at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Yeah, Mike Salk here, and Dr. Coogan is right. I can attest to losing 35 pounds with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. It works. It's safer, less expensive than alternatives, with no injections or pills, and no scary side effects. Schedule a free consult and find out for yourself.
Over 4,000 people have lost 20 to 30 pounds or more in just 60 days. Come to our clinic in Kirkland or do our program from anywhere you live with our remote options. Schedule your free phone consult online at eastsideweightlossclinic.com.
Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
The Johnsons always talk about an orientation meeting. Their dad and grandpa, they always maintain that it's a people business.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last dent. Accurate Auto Body.
This Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Mariners and Braves tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Get $1,000 in free survival gear for a limited time. You heard that right. Right now, when you order the powerful Grid Doctor 3300 solar generator from MyPatriotSupply.com, we'll send you over $1,000 in life-saving preparedness supplies, including a 4-week survival food kit, water filtration system, an off-grid cook stove, and much more, absolutely free. This offer won't last long, so get your generator and free survival gear now at MyPatriotSupply.com. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
You mentioned our first story in 4 Down territory, but this time we got some sound, so we're going to spend a little more time. Ken Walker was on Pro Football Talk yesterday and gave us some interesting insight into last season.
Yeah, I would say probably, if I'm being honest, probably like sometime during the season. Things didn't work out how I was expecting it to, and that's all right. It worked out for the team. So, but yeah, sometime during the season, and then we get to free agency, free agency, and you pretty much knowing like you weren't going to be there no more. Well, me personally, I wasn't going to be there no more.
When did it become obvious to you that Ken Walker, I know you talked about it with 4 Downs, but I want to get back to it. When did it become obvious to you that Ken might not be coming back?
You know what's crazy about that is how many times do you think Charbonnet was the leading rusher on the scene in a game?
God, now I know the number's going to surprise me. 4?
5 times.
5 times.
So week 1 he was, and then from week 2 to 7 it was Walker. By week 9 it was Walker, and then Charbonnet, and then 3 weeks in a row Walker. Then towards the end, so week 14 it was Charbonnet, then Walker, Charbonnet, Walker. I don't know what the touches are, but that was the leading rusher. Maybe like mid-season to me, even though Walker was the leading rusher. I mean, one game he was the leading rusher with 34 yards. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it was like just the red zone touches made you feel like they don't trust K9 in this situation. And if you want to be a number 1 running back, you want to touch the ball on the enemy's 20 to your 20 and everything in between. So no, I think I couldn't tell you when, but I want to say maybe first like 4 or 5 weeks, I'm like, all right, well, this is clearly a 1-2 combo. But I also think that Ken Walker, his running style allowed the Seahawks to want to explore that 1-2 combo. If he could get downhill consistently, then I think that Charbonnet would really be a number 2. So I hope that when it's all said and done, he's watched the film, he has someone who is honest with them and says, look, sometimes you just got to get downhill. That's why Charbonnet would get these type of runs. I'm not mad at him for wanting to be a number 1 running back. Yeah. I'm in a group chat right now. They're lighting him up. Like,
why? For saying this?
It was like, well, K9 did some things that allow Charbonnet to get in. I go, yeah, for sure. And they're kind of upset that he came out and said something like he's trashing the Seahawks. And I'm more on the side like, wouldn't you want your guy to want to be a guy? Or you want a guy who just wants to sit back and be like, nah, I'm cool being the number 2? Yeah,
I take no issue with that. And I also don't see it as trashing the Seahawks. Look, he's with another team right now. So he's going to talk about being excited to get those opportunities. And I'm sorry. But did we not at some point last season, Curtis had a whole conspiracy corner about how he thought that the Seahawks were limiting Ken Walker's red zone touches so that he would have an easier price point in free agency. And Curtis was only half joking because at that point, a lot of people were like, all in on Charbonnet being the lead back. I saw so much Ken Walker criticism. I loved that run for him in the playoffs. I don't mean run, I mean like that stretch of games. Because he had kind of had so many doubters. I can't tell you how many texts that we've gotten, Bump, and you know this, about like he's just going to get hurt again. Mm-hmm. He hasn't even spent that much time on IR. It's like a fake narrative.
It's pretty average time.
It's very average compared to other running backs. CJ Procise, too much time on IR. Ken Walker, not CJ Procise.
Nah, and Charbonnet was just a bit more reliable as far as giving the play a chance, but he didn't possess the big playability that K9 had. So look, K9, go to Kansas City, do your thing, man.
Yeah.
Hope you guys get all the way to the Super Bowl and lose to the Hawks.
Well, speaking of talking about the Seahawks, he did. He talked about how he sees his old team heading into the 2026 season.
I feel like they can make something happen. You know, Mike is a good coach, and, you know, he can adapt just like a lot of great coaches in the league and, you know, years past. So I feel like they'll be able to adapt. You know, they got great players still on that team and their roster. And, you know, they motivated. They're not satisfied with just one Super Bowl ring. They want more. So I feel like they'll still be a great team.
I will say with Ken Walker, I didn't want to play the sound, but just very quickly, he and Kay also talked about Oreos, and this is a very passionate subject for me. And I actually have to give props to Ken, who stood on business and reiterated that double stuffed Oreos are a top 3 Oreo. Kay said they're not even top 7, and I have been in Kay's corner. I love me some Kay Adams. However, Kay, no. Absolutely not.
No,
That's
what?
a horrible take that double stuff not only aren't top 3, but aren't top 7 Oreo. Name me 7 versions of Oreo better than double stuff. You can't.
No, I think double stuff is too much, though.
That's fine. It's not the best.
Too much.
It's a little too much.
I like the golden ones.
Okay.
Those are my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Those are good. That's solid. I think that...
The 7, though, I agree. That's a bit much. I didn't know there were 6 other
there's
flavors.
There's so many flavors.
Golden are your favorite?
Yeah.
You know what, Matt? Let Bump live. That's not the worst choice ever. The worst, no, let me tell you what. They made an Irish, what is it called? Irish cream, or like it's like fake alcohol tasting Oreo. There was the worst
Tastes
Oreo
like
ever
alcohol?
had. Yeah.
I don't
but
want
like bad,
I don't
fake.
want.
They were horrible.
There's a list of 30 Oreo flavors.
The best Oreo flavor I've ever had that they discontinued is the peppermint special edition Oreos for Christmas. Following that would be the gingerbread special edition Oreos for Christmas.
They have churro Oreos.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
What?
I love that. Churro. I love me a good churro.
Red velvet. I can't find them anywhere anymore. They introduce these flavors that are amazing and then they discontinue them, and it makes me so mad.
See, when I go shopping, I'm just routine. I don't look at nothing else.
What?
I just boom, bam, boom, boom, bam.
An all-time tweet where someone says, every time I go to the grocery store, I always stop to see what those freaks at Oreo are up to. I'm telling you, it's like Pop-Tarts. If you look at the Pop-Tarts and you look at the Oreos, you're going to find a weird flavor. I guarantee you, you're going to see like, oh, it's banana split Oreos this summer.
I got my Goldens at 26, man.
That's too low.
Man.
That's too low. But you can't look into those rankings. You can't trust those rankings. those are the preseason college football rankings where you're like, yeah, this was based on yesteryear.
You know what I think we did?
On yesternight.
We spent way too much time on Oreos. I think we spent way too much time on Oreos.
Disagree. Let's do it on that segment.
The problem is that I talk about it too much. I'm sticking with the Seahawks for our next story. ESPN just dropped its latest offseason power ranking. They are not disrespecting the Seahawks. They have Seattle in first place.
There you go.
From friend of the show, Brady Henderson. Most improved position he has is guard. He said the Super Bowl champions didn't lose anyone on the offensive line. They returned all 11 players who had at least one snap. That should improve continuity. And then he talks about obviously adding in the draft with Bo Stevens.
All right.
Do you see guard as, I like that take, most improved position, just being like, well, they brought back everyone and then added.
I think so. I think that is the most improved position. I think that's the most improved position, but I think that Price at running back has the opportunity to kind of overtake that just because of his running style.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, though. But, yeah, to start the season, thank you for the respect. They got the Rams at 2 and the Niners at, 8?
Yeah. Do you think that I was going to say, why is the gap exist? And it's like, well, duh, because odds makers, and that's how the market's moving with the Rams in Seattle. I think you and Brock are 100% right, by the way. It's not a coincidence that you guys had the exact same answer right away.
Yeah.
Being like, it's Matthew Stafford versus Sam Darnold. Like, sometimes it's that simple.
QB, he's the biggest star out there.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that's what you guys think.
Nah.
Would you have the Seahawks as your favorite?
Yeah.
I know that's silly, but you've also been very blunt when you haven't had them as your favorite.
Nah, they'd be Hawks 1, Rams 2. Just like that.
Okay, I'd like to get back to Oreos. If you just allow me 30 seconds here. I will say shout out to lemon Oreo. Specifically, lemon Oreo Thins. Incredibly underrated flavor.
I got some research to do.
Just go to a grocery store and just dabble. Just dip your toe.
Shopping is my nightmare. I want to get in and out in
The
15 to
grocery
20 minutes.
store,
Yes.
though?
I don't like shopping. I don't like shopping for clothes, for groceries. People are rude. Too much going on.
I could
In
shop
and
for
out.
hours.
I bet you could.
Especially a grocery store. Early when a Fred Meyer's just opened. That's my heaven.
They got double stuffed Oreo at 30. K might have been on to something. They got double stuffed at 30.
That doesn't make sense.
Hey, because it's
That's
too much.
Way too low.
That's what's wrong with America.
Can you tell me their
king
top five?
size.
What are their top five right now?
All right, top 5. Look at it all the way up.
Yeah,
You go.
scroll. Let's scroll.
You
Scroll.
go
Scroll.
birthday cake Oreo.
Delicious.
Fudge dip Oreo thin bites.
Good.
Oreo mint thins.
Okay.
Oreo thin bites.
Okay.
And chocolate Oreo thins. Look,
They're really big on the Oreo thins.
because they're trying to save us. They're trying to save us.
They said try carrots. The best version of Oreo. Carrots instead. Get your questions in for What I Need to Know, 866-979-3776.
Mariners win! The Mariners win!
Man, did the Mariners ever need a win like last night's win.
Goodbye! Luke Raley! One swing cuts the lead to 1. That's what they've been waiting for.
Can the M's make it 2 in a row and spark a run? Mariners and Braves, Game 2. Tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
It is getting gorgeous in Seattle. Spring is here and summer's around the corner, and you deserve to be out on the water. And that's exactly what I did last week on the Arc Sport. You can do it too. The Arc Sport is a fully electric wake boat from Arc. You can book a demo to go for a ride, which is what I did, and why wouldn't you? If you're someone who already loves taking your boat out and being on the water, or maybe you're in the market for one, I am warning you, and I'm really sorry about this. You're going to fall in love with this boat. It's sleek, it's easy to operate, practically no maintenance because it's electric, so there's no winterization or oil changes. Imagine like a luxury EV, but on the water. All of those same things, heated seats and seat backs, touchscreen displays, all of it, software, all of it. That means next time you see a sunny day, you can be on the water right away, and charging it up is super easy. You really have to see and experience this boat for yourself, though, so do it. Book a demo. They'll pick you up on Lake Washington, Lake Union, or Lake Sammamish if you can't come to them in Kirkland. You go to arcboats.com/demo. Fill out the form, and you'll be out on the water. Arc, you have to see it to believe it.
Hey everybody, it's Bob Selton here, and if you're somebody dealing with joint pain, this will be of interest to you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the entire country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th. You can register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Hey, Brock Huard here with my buddy Dave Taylor from First Mark Insurance. So glad, so thankful that Molly and I made the call. Had heard so many First Mark Challenge victories, we needed to take that challenge. What does happen from your perspective when that caller, when that email, when that person reaches out to you for a First Mark Challenge victory?
That's a great question. So there's several steps we go through in the process. The first step is we're going to gather information, find out all we can about that client and what their needs are. The next step is we will go out to the market. We have dozens and dozens of carriers that will compete for the business. At the end of that process, we will then bring those findings back to the customer, show them what we found, and who the eventual winner was in that competition.
And it may be who they're with.
It might be, yes. And sometimes that's the best we can do is recommend they stay where they are, but maybe modify a few coverages to put them in a better position.
So go take that challenge today. Go be the next First Mark Challenge victory. It costs you nothing, and they will be there with you every step of the way. FirstMarkInsurance.com. FirstMarkInsurance.com.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More fast internet speed.
He's got the geeks to go big, bring him the game.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you. Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service and speed in select locations only.
Mariners and Braves tonight at T-Mobile. 6:40 first pitch, 5:30 pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
And we're back. The big headline today. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has done it again.
5 straight years as Forbes' best in-state credit union. That's a dynasty, Rick, like 5 straight championship rings.
Or 5 seasons hitting 400, Steve.
Holy catfish. If you want a team that wins year after year, join your Washington Credit Union, WSECU. Details at WSECU.org.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I on a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
Frank Lumber, the door store, has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio,
This is Bump Stacy.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We are going all Mariners from 1 to 2 for the Dugout. Shannon, Drayer, Aaron Goldsmith, and Alex Meyer set to join us. So before we get to it, let's get to your questions with what I need to know. 866-979-3776. Sports, non-sports, doesn't matter. Text your questions now. Why do you think, Bump, the Seahawks went for Fowler as opposed to Jadeveon Clowney?
It's a good question there. I don't know. I didn't watch film on Jadeveon Clowney. I don't know what he has left in the tank.
Is he older?
I can just tell you that I like Fowler. I think he's a good fit. I think that, and Clowney's like, either he balls out or he's just real average. To whereas Fowler's above average every single time he's out there. I'm not gonna wow you. I don't expect a Pro Bowl or anything like that. But didn't watch film on Clowney, but I can tell you that's why they picked up Fowler.
It is interesting, obviously, with Dallas last year. Adam Dirty was not, so maybe there's just more information Dirty has on Fowler.
I'm sure he reached out to
obviously
coaches.
McDonald knows Clowney, but 866-97.
What is that? That says something. McDonald knows Clowney.
Oh, that's a good point.
And they were like, hey, let's go with Fowler. 866-979-3776. What I need to know. Have you ever hosted a party that flopped? I've never hosted a party. My brother. You go ask the people about 2006 through 2008, 215 parties.
215 party?
Never flop. The 215. We used to be on campus like, Bump.
Is it an area
Y'all
code?
throwing a 215 party? That was our address.
Oh.
It was crazy because my homie was number 3, 2 plus 1.
Okay. And
I
you're
was number
5.
5, bam. And then my other homie was 15. It was
So
like,
215 is the Holy Trinity.
Hey, it used to go. And our neighbors were so cool. We used to tell them, hey, it's going to be like 100 people here. And they never called the police on us.
100 people?
We had a big yard.
We are
a house.
so opposite
Yeah, it
in
was
terms
cracking.
of you're very chill on air, but I think you're a very natural extrovert.
In certain situations.
No, I think that you are very comfortable in those situations. 100, I don't know 100 people.
Well, I didn't know them all either, but to throw a party.
That's what I'm saying.
You invite them into your home? What is wrong?
It's a
Me and Matt
frat
are the
house
same
pretty much.
here.
It was a mess in that place.
Dang.
Yeah, it was cracking.
I wasn't having any 215 parties.
Did you even go to 215 parties?
No.
You went to parties in college.
I went to parties in college, but not really.
Matt, did you go to parties in college?
Do I look like someone that went to parties
No,
in
but
college?
I didn't want to judge a book by its cover, okay?
No, this one you can judge by its
totally
cover.
honest, no. But me neither. Sometimes I did. And then no. Did we ever throw a party? Oh, when I first moved, so between sophomore year and junior year, we moved into a house. There was 8 girls. And this was during the recession, so we were able to find an actual 8-bedroom home that was not crazy expensive. It was formerly like a halfway home, so it had 8 actual bedrooms, but some of them had linoleum. It was weird. Whatever. So we have this 8-person home, and before I moved up there, so at this point, I'm with my parents. I'm only like 20 years old. They throw a big party, and I can't make it, so it's all the girls that are going to be there minus me. I'm the only one not there. One of the girls that was set to be our roommate got arrested that weekend, and they kicked her off the lease because the party was so crazy. She was getting in, and apparently I missed the most insane party that when I got there, it wasn't even the same group of girls.
Oh, dang.
We lost one. I
So
never
she threw
saw
a party
her
by
again.
herself?
No, she threw a party, and again,
Why
this
did
is
she
many
get
years
blamed?
ago, like 5 years ago, huh?
Why was she the only one that got blamed?
I think that she was a hot mess, if I'm remembering correctly. Like,
Yeah.
it was already something where you're like, 8 girls. At that point, you're like, okay, this is my friend's friend who's moving in with us. Because to get 8 people to commit to the lease,
That's wild.
you're not like best friends.
Yeah.
And so I don't know exactly what happened. I know she got in a fight with the neighbor.
There you have it.
And that's all I really remember. Again, I wasn't there, but all I know is that's the last I heard of her, and then she wasn't on the lease. So sometimes those house parties can be dangerous. I wasn't there, but I'm going to claim it. That was our 215 party. It was popping.
It was popping.
What I need to know. Do you think this Mariners team can go on a 10-game win streak? Probably not this version.
I told them, well, at the beginning of the year, I said 7 would be their max this year. So I'm sticking to 7.
Yeah. Oh no, my buddy had a Jell-O shot party that no one besides us showed up to.
Dang.
That's really sad.
At least you had lots of Jell-O shots, and you just played video games.
You know what? Sometimes parties flop. I had a birthday party when I was little that no one could come to, except for one girl.
That just hurt my heart right now. That really just hurt my heart.
I was in like 4th. Matt, why are you laughing? First of all,
Oh, poor Stacy.
it was fun. I had friends.
I'm not saying you didn't, but still, that
It sounds like you had friend.
Oh,
That's so rude.
Singular
That's
friend.
so rude.
We're gonna throw you a birthday party.
I've got 3 now at least, minimum.
Oh man.
We could throw me a birthday party.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw you a birthday party.
Thank you. Let's see. Someone said we're 2 days into the month and Stacy still hasn't talked about it being her birthday month. You're wrong.
No, she's done that.
What I need to know. Did Matt watch the season 1 finale of Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord?
I have not.
Why don't they call it Maul Wars?
Yeah, why don't they call it that? I wonder.
You're making fun of me.
I don't like the animated side of Star Wars, and that's sacrilegious for a lot of people, but I just don't care.
Yeah, they got a new Star Wars coming out the 25th. Is that what I saw?
The Mandalorian and Grogu. I'm
right.
excited for it. No one else is.
Yoda's a little
I love
baby
that
now?
show.
Yoda's just a little baby, huh?
It's a different person, same species, but it's not actually Yoda.
All right. I'm learning.
866-979-3776. 2026 will be the first time since his first 2 years at LSU that Anthony Bradford will have coaching continuity at either OC, O-line, or assistant O-line coach. How important is that?
It's important. It's important. That's good.
But he won't have continuity.
The O-line coach is gone, right?
Well, your OC.
OC is new. Yeah, so he won't.
I'm confused about. I'm so sorry, 253. I'm confused about the question. Well, I guess I'll throw in what I think they're getting at is, and correct me if I'm wrong, 253, that there could be more untapped potential to Anthony Bradford that maybe isn't there because of a lack of continuity with coaches, which maybe you can say for a lot of players.
Yeah. That's the NFL, though. Man, have a good year. Your coaches are gone.
Yeah. Crazy that the guy who wished for a talking animal to have a friend feels bad about your birthday party. Yes!
My birthday parties were always full, though.
That still does remain the funniest thing I've ever heard you say, though. Wish you could have a talking gorilla. So
I mean, I did spend a lot of time. In summertime, I was at work.
Look, as an only child.
I'm solo. Me, Ricky Lake, Jerry Springer, Monte Williams.
Bump just wanted a talking gorilla to hang out with.
You know? Is that too much to ask?
No, sorry, quote, to teach him how to play basketball.
No, throw a football.
Throw a football. 866-979-3776. At this point, we've just got people sending in their Oreo flavors and telling me they feel bad for me and asking if they can go to your 215 parties.
Hey, whoever lives there now.
They have a legacy to uphold.
They do. It's so far from, they don't know what the heck happened there.
What if the person living there now is just like a loner? Like it's Matt.
Hey, good for him.
But you know what I'm saying?
Like he's prime location.
That's what I'm saying. You should reach out to them and be like, I want you to know that you have a responsibility.
I drove by it last year. See if
you need to go back.
Yeah,
you need to go back. All Mariners from 1 to 2 with the Dugout. Shannon Drayer joins us next. Yesternights.
Nighttime, dark time.
MLB Network insider John Morosi with Wyman and Bob.
You know, just head-scratching moments, just booting ball, just sloppy play.
Are the Mariners really as far down as they appear? Turns out they are. 28 out of 30 in terms of defensive wins above replacement. It's a concern. The numbers say it's a concern. Your eyes say it's a concern. And for a team that's built around pitching, defense, run prevention, you can't give extra out.
Subscribe to Seattle Sports on YouTube and watch the full interview.
Hey, Brock Huard here for my friends at People Come First, or PCF Construction Group. And if you've been dreaming of that new deck, you got to get a hold of PCF. Call them before the great weather arrives and their schedule gets totally filled up. With a new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy the outdoors year-round no matter what the weather brings. And for a limited time, how about this? Get 50% off demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we love it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. Planning, permitting, and construction can take a little time, so get started today. Get project ideas, browse their amazing photos, and look at all the offer details at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space your favorite place with People Come First.
Hey guys, Matt Coker here with West Coast Men's Health. If you're dealing with ED, I know what happens. You start trying the miracle supplement online or those pills sitting next to the energy drinks at the corner store. If there's one thing I've learned in life, cheaper is rarely better. ED and Peyronie's disease are a major problem with few real solutions. You don't need a gas station pill. You need medical-grade technology to fix your problems. At West Coast Men's Health, we use acoustic wave therapy to treat the root cause. No pills, no shots, no surgery. Real equipment, real staff, and real results. Stop wasting money on things that don't work. It's time to end the frustration and the long nights. So whether you have ED, Peyronie's disease, or low T, we can help. Call West Coast Men's Health today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy and peptide therapy. Call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hello, my friends. It's the Graz here, encouraging you to golf local. Our region is blessed with a ton of golf that isn't very expensive and can accommodate all types of skill levels. Check out the premier courses at Bellevue, Bill Wright, Cedar Crest, Inner Bay, Jackson Park, Lake Padden, Legion Memorial, Linwood, or Walter Hall. You know, wherever you are in Western Washington, you're not far from a premier course. Why not book a tee time online or play Top Tracer at the range at Inner Bay, Bill Wright, and Jackson Park? So what are you waiting for? Play the courses. Play Premier.
I really want to have the most amazing customer experience. I want people to be excited.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
How was your break? It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports. Seattle Sports Snapshot.
The Mariners beat the Braves yesterday 5-4 thanks to a 3-run shot from Luke Raley and a go-ahead 2-run bomb from J.P. Crawford. Game 2 today at 6:40. George Kirby on the mound. Pregame show at 5:30 on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Snapshot brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's game time, it's Miller time.
This is the Dugout, taking you inside your Seattle Mariners.
Swing and a miss, and he got him with a slider.
Presented by Top Fitness.
On the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Swinging a shot over the bag at first, fair ball. The Mariners win it. Here comes Leo Rivas to score. Cal Raleigh with a walk-off single.
Time to grab a seat and talk Mariners baseball in the Dugout.
Mariners insider Shannon Drayer joining us now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Shannon, how's it going?
Hey, guys.
Hey, so I know that it is only May, yesterday being May 4th, but yesterday's win still felt important. Would you say so?
Yes. Coming off of the weekend that they had, where the feelings were anything but good, and it seemed like regression from what we had seen on the road, just not in the results, but also in the style of play. It was good to see them come out, go up against an opponent that had only lost 10 games this year, and play a relatively clean, relatively sharp baseball game, and then come up with the runs late and be able to come up with a little bit of the power and from places where they haven't seen it in recent weeks. So I think it was a feel-good win after what they went through this weekend.
Top of the order, got it done yesterday, Shannon. And then Ref Snyder comes in. He gets a hit, but The main focus for me was Luke Raley. He started off hot and struggled a little bit. I saw him go to the dugout and give a coach a hug. I'm not sure who it was. Did you see that? And if you did, who was it?
I didn't see it. I'm going to guess it was one of the hitting coaches. It may have been Bobby Magallanes, who they work with quite a bit in the cages, but there has been a lot of work that has been going on. I don't know what the specifics have been with Luke, but yeah, he got off to the hot stretch, and then he could not have been colder the last 3 weeks, which is really tough on anybody, but on him. I think we've talked about that this is a guy that just cares above and beyond, and he kind of wears it when things are not going well for him or particularly for the team. He believes that he should be that guy that is able to go up and do what we saw last night. So I think that that was huge for him. And, you know, just sometimes when you get into that pattern, just getting that one hit, getting that one big hit, that can loosen you up a little bit, and that can help things come to you a little bit quicker. So I think everybody was very happy to see that moment.
You got a chance to talk with Cal Raleigh yesterday for the Cal Raleigh Show. What did he tell you about where he's at with his side, and what are some of Seattle's options here? What are we thinking will happen?
Well, he said that he did feel better than he did the day before, and that's been the progression. And he really stressed that this was something that he didn't want to hurt the team. He's a guy that plays through absolutely everything. And you really can't do that with an oblique or a core type injury. If you do that, you are just risking and very probably heading to, you know, a more severe injury that's going to keep you out for longer. And while you're doing that, you're usually not that effective while trying to stay out on the field. And so he made that realization and, you know, reported the injury, has stayed out, is not happy about being out, but it's not because they're holding him out. It's because he has to be out right now, and he understands that it is the smart thing. So he did take some swings in the cages yesterday, felt fine afterwards, but the real tale is going to be how he felt when he woke up this morning, how he feels when he starts moving around, if he does some baseball-type movements, where he is. And the decision that needs to be made is you often see so-and-so's placed on the IL on this date, retroactive to this date. You can retroact it back to the last game that they played, but you can only do that for 3 days. He's at that 3-day mark, so they feel that they need to make that decision at this point. They are covered with the catcher. They had to get somebody up right away. They got Pareda up. He looked fine this weekend. He's a good defensive catcher. He's going to get a hit here or there. He's veteran-ish, so he's not going to be too shocked by anything that he sees. But do they need an extra bench player? Do they need to use Cal's spot to bring up another, say, right-handed bat to help against lefties that could be coming up? That's the decision that they have to make. Do they think they will have Cal in the next couple of days? If not, if it's going to be more 5, 6, or 7, then he needs to go on the IL, because that's the minimum that he would be on the IL for. And at that point, you can take, you know, a benefit from that player that you have up. If he is perhaps going to be ready for game 1 in Chicago after the off day, then they probably hold tight. He travels with the team, and you play one bench player short again.
Shannon, JP quietly has been on a 6-game hitting streak, 2 home runs, but it doesn't feel like it. I feel like we're missing it. What is it about his streak that we're missing? Is it because the contact is there? He's only struck out maybe a few times, nothing too crazy. Why have we not noticed what JP is doing?
I think we are used to JP battling in at-bats and finding his way on base and then doing occasionally what he did last night and hitting the home run, and throw in the fact that he is one of the most clutch players on this team. He has had some of the most dramatic late-inning home runs, doubles, things to drive in runs because of those terrific at-bats that he has. I think what you're not seeing probably is you're hearing the noise around the defense a little bit, and you're looking at the average, and it's, I think, still got, maybe after yesterday, doesn't have the 0 after the 2, but it has been lower. And we've talked about he needs a little time. You know, he did not have a spring training. But when you go back and you look at the numbers under the hood with him, he's got the highest contact rate of his career right now. It is early. Those things do even out, but he's on the positive side of contact. He is making contact. There have been hard-hit balls. There have been squared-up balls, and so many of them have been right at people, or plays have been made. And so I think that you're not seeing it because we're, you know, the noise around everything else, the average and everything else that is going on. But everything that he has done at the plate, he has looked very much like J.P. Crawford. He's not going to strike out. He's got a ridiculous walk rate right now. He's going to battle in at-bats. You don't see him swinging at silly pitches. I think he is starting to look, and it's funny that you bring that up, that it was 6 games, because when you saw him at the top of the order again, I don't think leadoff is ideal for him, but I don't think it's bad when he is going good and decently. When I looked at the lineup yesterday and saw his name at it, it was the first time that, without even going through the things in my head and the numbers, I felt, yeah, that's fine. And I think that the numbers are indicating you're going to see more hits start to fall for him.
Speaking of leadoff, what's the latest with Brandon Donovan and his work back?
Well, he's playing in his first rehab game today with Arkansas, and I believe they have him DHing. I think they have him leading off to get him more at-bats. So he is expected to play today, tomorrow, and then if everything feels right with him, travel to Chicago on Thursday and be there for game 1 on Friday. So really, we're just looking for him to get into those games, get up to game speed, and make sure that everything feels fine. It's a little bit different when you go from the cages or even hitting on the field into a game. And so he's going to have those 2 games. And in that time, might have a little bit of a chance to see some pitches, get a little bit of timing. He hasn't been out that long comparatively to players that miss spring training. But you want him to have the chance just to test it out under different conditions than just a controlled rehab type batting practice.
I thought Logan played decent until obviously the one in where he gives up a few bombs. Is there a pitch that he's struggling with, or is it just unlucky?
Not really. I think it's just mostly locations and perhaps even a little bit of approach with him. The Mariners are so focused on throwing strikes. They're focused on getting ahead in the counts and strike one. And in watching him right now, it reminds me a little bit of George Kirby a year or 2 ago, when George was adamant that everything he threw was going to be a strike. And when you do that, you've got to be able to hit the edges, to hit the corners, to put the baseball where you want to. Now, there are good strikes and there are bad strikes. There are strikes that you can get swing and miss, or they're just not even going to take a swing at it because they won't be able to do anything with that pitch. And there are other strikes that they can hit a long, long way. And Logan's problems have been when the pitches start leaking out more over the plate. And Charlie Fubush and I talked about this on the post-game show last night, and it seemed like it may have been a moment. I hope it's a moment that they can go back and take a look at. But the very first home run he gave up to the leadoff hitter yesterday was off of a slider that was at the bottom of the zone, middle. And technically, you're like, well, that's a strike, and perhaps even a good strike that it's at the bottom of the zone, but you can drop the bat head, you can hit that ball out. Couple of batters later, I believe it was on Matt Olson, he threw another slider, similar area, but this one was far below the zone, got the swing and miss, and Charlie and I just both looked at each other and said, that's it right there. And Logan had a little bit of a reaction to it too. There was a little flourish, there was a little emotion off the mound on that. Now, the slider, you're going to use it differently in different counts, and I think that was a 1-2 count, so he was going for the put away, so he was more likely to try and bury it a little bit. But if it is a little bit earlier in the count, might it benefit him to do that and see if you get that swing and the miss? If they're thinking that you are going to be around the plate or in the plate, you can mix it up a little bit and expand a little bit, and we're not seeing that because they're going for those outs early in the count. And if you're willing and if you feel confident that you can come back and get that pitch with strike 2, maybe you try and get it for effect earlier and get that strike as well, rather than put it where it's a little bit more likely to get hit. And that's something that George did. It was very hard to get him to expand. It was very hard to get him to go out of the zone at all. And, he hates walks, and you heard him just get angry about it. He's not afraid to walk a batter now or to throw pitches that are going to get a little bit more swing and miss and have a lesser probability of just being walloped out of the ballpark, no matter how perfect the pitch is that he makes. It's a pitch that they're looking for it because they think he's going to be around the edges or he's going to be in the middle of the plate. They can get on time for that. And I think he's having a little bit more success because he is doing that a little bit more. And, obviously 2 different pitchers, a little bit different arsenals, but it just reminded me so much of George and the perfection of George and how he so much wants to be filling up the strike zone with heaters, as he says. Sometimes it benefits you to go out a little bit, and I think we saw that, and we saw it in a span of batter 1 of the game to batter 3 of the game. And I'm hoping that we'll see a little bit more of that.
She is Mariners insider Shannon Drayer. Thanks, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
You got it, guys.
You are listening to The Dugout, all Mariners from 1 to 2. Still to come at 1:30, we're going to be joined by Aaron Goldsmith at 1:45, Alex Meyer. And coming up next, the latest from Jeff Passan.
Mariners win! The Mariners win!
Man, did the Mariners ever need a win like last night's win.
Goodbye! Luke Raley! One swing cuts the lead to 1. That's what they've been waiting for.
Can the M's make it 2 in a row and spark a run? Mariners and Braves, Game 2. Tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? Hey, Brock Huard here. And working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years. And you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months. Plus, mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here. So go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line, and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
This Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Warmer weather is finally here, and that means cookouts,
ball games,
and maybe enjoying some time on the water.
But it also means lots of heavy food, sweets, and maybe an extra adult beverage or two. Thank goodness we both take Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All the things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted natural ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Active Liver helps us enjoy the good things in life with peace of mind that our liver isn't working overtime. Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com, and you can find it in stores at CVS, Meyer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Back to the Dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
All right, the latest from Jeff Passan, who was on with Brock and Salk earlier today. They had a lot of ground to cover, including some of the defensive struggles the Mariners have been facing, frustrating inconsistency for so many fans who have been pointing that out. And also his level of concern over Cal's injury. So let's start there, just given the update we just got from Shannon about, when they're going to make the decision and kind of how the timing works out and making some of that retroactive. He has not been placed on IL yet. Team's still deciding what to do there. Shannon mentioned that they're waiting to see how he's feeling today after taking a few swings yesterday. This was Jeff on with Brock and Salk talking about his level of concern.
I think the combination of just him being beaten down with the numbers that he's put up so far this season are concerning. The Mariners were who they were last year because Cal Raleigh was who he was. He has not been that to this point. And so The Mariners are not the Dodgers. They don't have the luxury of letting Blake Snell take a month and change to get ready before the season. They don't have the luxury of putting Edwin Diaz on the injured list for the next 3 months as he gets some work done in his elbow to, make him good for October. The Mariners, they want to be in October, but they don't have the depth that allows you to just say, you know what, Cal, go and get healthy, take as much time as you need.
So they're in between a rock and a hard place here. There is a level of concern. Cal's getting beaten down. Numbers aren't looking great, but they also don't have a ton of slugging in the lineup, power in the lineup. I mean, in theory they do. Like Dom will have a great game or Rayleigh will have a moment like he did yesterday. But in theory, Cal's like your thumper. And when he's not there, you don't have all of those lineup pieces around him. Right now, at least, with not everyone healthy.
Man, that 3-game skid happened quick. I just felt the other day, I'm like, Kyle's back, baby. He's swinging the stick, making contact, and then three games in a row without a hit. Yeah, it's a weird place because he is your power. Now, Naylor showed every now and then he got some power. Cole Young has, a 450-foot bomb last year. He can get a hold of it sometimes, Julio. But the guy that you depend on, it's like the fullback, the guy that is going to just murk that linebacker every single time after time after time, is Cal Raleigh. So when that's not there, you can't change the way that you play. I think your swing is your swing. You don't say, all right, guys, commit to level swings. Let's put the ball in play. No, you got to swing your swing, but you're not as dangerous as a lineup. Mm-hmm. And but yesterday, you showed that maybe you could hold it down for a bit. When it's all said and done, you want the greatest home run hitting catcher of all time for a single season in that lineup. So it does change, and I bet it changes the way that these pitchers attack this order too, because you know that the dumper ain't sitting there waiting for you to toss up a meatball.
Jeff Passan mentioned the frustrating level of inconsistency that so many fans have complained about.
It's the epitome of frustration because you know what this team is capable of. And you know what they're capable of, not just because you see it on paper, but because they will actually show you what they're capable of. And so then when they're not playing like that, when it's sloppy baseball or when it's 14 strikeouts from the starting pitcher and you lose the game, or when it's inconsistency in the lineup, you're like, what's wrong here? Is it focus? Is it something else? I can't pinpoint it.
So you're supposed to be good on paper. That's why it's deeply frustrating when you're inconsistent. But what happens when you're consistently inconsistent? Are you just not as good as I thought?
But I do know this, guys. Good teams are consistently good. Mediocre teams are inconsistent. And the Mariners need to find that gear and understand that, we're a quarter of the way through the season here, right? Like, this is not a small period of time. You've got 3 more to go, and they cannot be anything, frankly, like the first quarter of the season if you have the aspirations that you say you do, which is to win a World Series.
Finish at 500 in a weak American League West and a weak American League overall for April, fine. But then you don't start building on it right away in May. I loved the vibe shift from last night, but they need more, and they need it fast.
Well, you can only play one game at a time. And this series...
Unless it's a doubleheader. But then it's not at the same time.
Still one game at a time.
One game at a time, but same day.
Yeah.
So you're still right.
Still right. Typical. But...
It's crazy.
It's... the Mariners are a team. I want to see where they were. I was trying to find it before you came to me. What their record was last year at this moment, right? Because they were still able to accomplish a lot of stuff last year, right? And there were times where we felt like they were struggling. Okay, so let me look at where we're at May 4th.
I think they have more home runs, more power. Polanco had a crazy April, if I'm remembering correctly. Cal wasn't like the craziest, but I think he still had 10 home runs for the first month. He had about 10 home runs a month.
May 4th. They were 20 and 13.
20 and 13.
Yeah. Oof. So a little dip. I was hoping they'd be like, look, see, one game below or something like that, but nah.
That would be the second best record in the American League right now.
Yeah, 20 and 13. Their schedule wasn't as difficult either, but it is what it is. No, there's a time and a place for them to turn that corner, and hopefully it's with this series coming up, because when you beat good teams, like, you convince yourself of something you're not. Like, you beat a good team, I mean, they can start convincing themselves that we are actually a good hitting team. You know, our defense is okay. We're going to be all right because we've done something that not a lot of teams are able to do this year. That's what I hope happens. Lie to yourself. As athletes, sometimes you have to lie to yourself until that lie becomes a reality. Don't do it in life. Just do it in sports.
And there's so much about this that they can't control, which is deeply frustrating. You can't control if you get an injury. And if you get an injury, you can't always control how long you're out, right? Like, yeah, you can attack rehab, but there's only so much you can do in terms of your body healing. You can't control always, like, every single A-B. Sometimes a lot of the times, you're going to be an out. You're going to strike out. You're going to pop up. You're going to do something, right? Like, there's a lot of failure in baseball. And some of that, like, in theory, you can control it, but you're not really expected to. Can you control effort defensively? Yeah. Can you control, you know what I mean? Like, there's certain things where I'm just wondering, it's not that they're not trying. I don't believe that. But I'm like, okay, find everything you can control and do that to the best of your ability, because it doesn't feel like you're drowning right now, and you're not. And I still think this is a good team. I really do. But they're losing some depth with these injuries, and they need to pull ahead in May. I think they can, but that needs to happen now. Like, I don't want to, be May 15th, 16th, 17th going, okay, there's still time. No, May 5th. Start doing it now.
Oh, you can win the series tonight. Then you go to Chicago. You go to Houston, who you owned earlier. Opportunity.
Mariners broadcaster Aaron Goldsmith joins us next.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
In today's fast-moving job market, staying ahead means keeping your skills sharp. At University of Maryland Global Campus, we help keep your capabilities cutting edge with our skills-based education programs designed to move your career forward. Explore more than 135 degrees and certificates in business, cybersecurity, and more. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 13th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shell.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we perform an 18-point maintenance check with every oil change to help make sure you're good to go.
And?
Yeah, you're good to go.
Huh. Wonder why the dealership isn't that easy.
Well, we'd let you know if we found something in our check.
Oh, great. That was easy.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Quick, thorough, and honest. Come with no charge.
Well, this is pretty fun for me. Normally, Shannon O'Kelly and I are talking physical therapy, but today we are talking First Mark Insurance. You made the call to First Mark. You took the challenge. Why?
Brock, I was looking for a local agency that I could align with similar values, and they've helped us here at IRG. They shop different plans. They find the best plan for you, the best price, the best coverage, great customer service, and great connectivity.
Did they save you any money along the way?
Absolutely, they saved us money. Obviously, here at IRG, I have several needs in the insurance industry, and they look at those needs A to Z, and they find out what kind of coverage you need, what is the best coverage, at what cost, and they're always looking to save money. And again, it's all about providing my company, IRG, great customer service.
Well, Shannon and IRG, they took the challenge. Molly and I, we took the challenge. Are you confident that your business is getting the very best when it comes to your insurance needs? If not, take the First Mark Challenge today, and it's totally free. Just go to firstmarkinsurance.com, your teammate that goes to work for you. Firstmarkinsurance.com.
Dave Wyman here, and you've heard me talk about a local company for over a year now I really love working with. Harley Exteriors. You can expect a no-pressure consultation. They're great people to work with, and their windows are beautiful. I recently met with them, and I was excited to hear about the many Seattle sports listeners they've worked with. And now, Harley Exteriors has stepped up with a can't-miss offer. Right now, get $450 off each new window, $1,000 off each patio or entry door, 12-month or 18-month no interest, no payment options, plus $200 off your final project total. If that isn't enough to get you started on a new project, I don't know what is. Schedule a consultation just like I did. Give them a call at 833-HARLEY, that's HARLEY, or go to harleyexteriors.com.
Minimum purchase of 4 windows required for window discount. Qualifying windows must be 36 by 36 or larger. No size minimum on patio or entry doors. Financing subject to credit approval. Cannot be combined with other offers outside this promotion. Offer valid through May 31st.
Still planning your summer vacation? Tired of airports and long drives? Anacortes Yacht Charters has a better option. Cruise the San Juan Islands aboard a fully equipped yacht. Take the helm of a bareboat charter or hire a skipper to explore on your terms. Quiet coves, lively harbors, no schedules. Just a tide guide and a sense of adventure. With a fleet of 50 powerboats and sailboats, AYC has options for groups large and small. From beginner to old salt. Start your San Juan adventure at ayc.com/KIRO.
Going inside your Seattle Mariners. Back to more of The Dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Mariners broadcaster Aaron Goldsmith joining us right now on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Aaron, how's it going?
Stacy, Bump, great to be with you guys. How are you?
Fantastic. Much better after a win last night. The vibes weren't great. Saw a few more names on the IL. Obviously, we're all watching Cal as well. And then you get down by 4 runs and you're wondering what's going to happen in this one. Maybe a submission so far for like game of the year, win of the year for the Mariners right now?
Yeah, I think especially when you consider just kind of the state of the club at first pitch of that game, right? Yes, this is the Mariners are in a pretty tough spot right now, based in part because of the injuries, and then you look at where they were coming off of that sweep at home to the Royals over the weekend. That was a game that I was kind of thinking about this in the later innings last night. I don't know if it's fair to say they stole that game. It wasn't like they took the lead in the 8th with 2 outs or something like that, but it certainly was not a game that they were in command of until the back half of the game. So to have a kind of a, I don't know, not a vintage Mariner win, but like draw a couple walks, hit a couple of home runs, and give it to the bullpen. And that there's a lot of like Mariner blueprint to that. And it was a very Mariner thing, I would say, to get swept by the Royals in 3 games and then drop the hammer on the best team in baseball in game 1. We'll see what the rest of the series holds, but the Mariners have a tendency to do this thing from time to time where the games that you don't think they're going to win, they win, and the games you think they should win, they don't. But obviously, it's a series now that they have a chance to go take if they win one of the next 2.
Hey, Gold, as you might assume, JP has been a big topic over here on the Bump Stacy Show. We've texters are texting in wondering what the next move is. Defensively, he struggled a little bit, but when he hit that bomb yesterday, I felt some pressure just come off of him a little bit. How big do you think that was for him mentally?
Yes, I think there must be something about being at a certain point in your career where you mentally you are the best you've ever been, right? You know the scenarios, you know the situations, you got a calm heartbeat, you have everything about you that says I'm a vet. And yet physically you're just not able to do the same things you were able to do 2, 3, 5 years ago. I can only imagine how frustrating that must be. So for a guy who has been such a part of this recent run of Mariners' success, like JP has, right, longest tenured Mariner as we know, for him to be able to come up in a situation like that and not just get a big home run, but a game-changing home run, was really happy for JP Crawford in that moment. And that's got to have been some wind in his sails as he drove home last night and when he comes to the ballpark today.
Last year's Mariners also began the season with a few guys on the IL and then saw a few more land there, including Logan and Robles within a short time frame of each other. This year, thankfully, like George and Logan are healthy, but once again, we're seeing a couple injuries here. Can you help us, Aaron, kind of take stock of some of the most impactful ones? What I want to do is just for anyone who is listening thinking like, oh my God, they're hurt and I'm panicking, to kind of take stock of like which players could be coming back soon, which players can stand up in their absence.
Well, yeah, I bet a lot of people listening are panicking. I understand why. There have been some big names that have been lost. We'll find out more today on Cal. That's the biggest question mark right now hanging over the ball club. I mean, the good news is that everything we've been told, Brendan Donovan is tracking to rejoin the ball club potentially as soon as this upcoming road trip. So that would be huge for the Mariners to get their primary leadoff hitter back and a guy who you really feel like is growing into that position over third base and just one of the better hitters in the league. That will be enormous for the team. I think where you're really starting to feel it now is, and where Dan is going to have to learn how to manage a slightly new game, is what's happening with two key leverage arms down. When you no longer have your best lefty and your second best righty in Spire and Brash, like, do you ask for another out or two on some nights from your starting pitcher? Do you need to get a 1+ like Dan did last night with Ferrer? Right, last night it was Ferrer to Bizzardo to Munoz. I mean, that's not the sequence we've been used to seeing, but that's what it has to be for the time being. I'll tell you the one injury that we don't talk about, and I felt that this player's absence some time ago, and now you especially feel it, and that's Carlos Vargas. Vargas went on the injured list immediately, essentially right after opening day. And Vargas kind of had this unique tweener role where if you were down a leverage righty like a Bizzardo or a Brash, Vargas could slide into that role for a night. But also, if it was getting late and it was close and the Mariners were trailing, Vargas could pitch and try to keep it close, right? It wasn't he's not a white flag pitcher. You really have confidence in what he could do. I know the end of the season maybe didn't go as well as the start of the season, but nevertheless, he filled this nice kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You could put him in both those roles, and not having him, I've just really noticed that even before Brash, even before Spire went down, it was just a really good arm to have. So now if you add his name to the list, I mean, you're down 3 really key relievers. And even for a rotation as talented as the Mariners have, games are won and lost in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning in this league, and they have been for quite some time. This will be very, very tough waters for Dan Wilson to navigate. I do not envy him trying to get through this because you have so much inexperience in that bullpen. There's just no way around it.
What do you think is going on defensively with this team? Outs above average isn't great for some players. Cole Young's been holding it down pretty much. Just what are you seeing, and how do you fix something like this? Is it as simple as just going out and catching fly balls and finding your rhythm again? Like, how do you correct some of these things?
Well, I think some of it we need to be realistic, right? Metrics like outs above average, which is mostly a range-based statistic, or defensive runs saved. I don't think the Mariners will, even if they were playing really good defense right now, within their capabilities. I do not believe that this is a team that would profile to grade out exceptionally well in either of those advanced defensive metrics. They just, as a collective whole defensively, now you can choose some players here and there, but as a collective whole, as a unit, which is what those numbers are based off of, the entire team, this is just not a team that has a ton of defensive range. It's not this isn't exactly the same thing, but it's not a very fast team, which fast doesn't necessarily translate to range, but there is some similarity, I would think. What this team needs to get back to doing, which it has done very well for quite some time, for years now at this point, they need to make the plays that they should make. They need to make the plays that, as Perry Hill would say, are in the box, right? The plays where it is well within your capability. Either it's right to you, or it's a step to one side, step to the other, a step back. It's in your box. Those are the plays the Mariners need to get back to making, because it's when you mess up those plays that things can really start to spiral, right? If there's a ball smoked at 110 and it's 5 feet to the right of a infielder, and only a Bobby Wood Jr. or someone of that like would make that play, okay, I understand. Like, that's a remarkable play to make, and there are very few who can do it. But the plays that they should make, they need to get back to making those plays. Now, does that mean that they're going to make them 100% of the time? No, nobody does, right? But you need to make that 98 times out of 100, 99 times out of 100. That's what the Mariners need to get back to doing.
I have the dumbest follow-up, but if you're making those plays 99 times out of 100 and they're not making them right now, why?
No, that's not necessarily a dumb follow-up.
I know it's kind of answerless.
It is. I mean, to be fair, it's a little answerless. I think it varies from player to player, right? Is it a mental lapse at one point or another? Possibly. To me, we've seen, whether it's guys that you expected from, you expect greatness from defensively like Julio, to even a guy who you expect like JP, even though his range isn't what it was 5 years ago, certainly, you still expect him to make the plays that are hit to him. And we've seen both of those guys in this homestand misplay balls that you say they're going to make that 100 times out of 100, right? Why that happened, I can't speak for them, but we've all seen it happen. I think whatever the reason, they have to get out of that and get back to, I'm making the play every single time. Well, I say that, again, there are going to be times where it doesn't happen, but it's felt like more of a cascade effect recently for the Mariners. We would all agree probably, where we're just seeing it happen too many times in a small period of time by players you expect to be able to make the play. So everybody gets in a funk in this game. It's a long season, whether you're at the plate, on the mound, or in the field. But when you see multiple players going through it at one time, that's when it starts to really raise some eyebrows as to say what's going on here.
Goldie, I feel like this rotation is in a weird place. Right, the last time we saw Wu, he gets lit up, he calms down a bit, goes out on a bad note. We see Castillo retires the first 6, then things happen. I felt Logan wasn't too bad last night, just gave up some bombs. Just how are you feeling about the rotation, the stuff they're bringing to the table, and compared to your expectations coming into the season during spring?
I think there are, I'm just going to choose a random number here. I bet you there's 25 teams in baseball who would love to swap rotations with the Mariners, right? I mean, I think, yes, Castillo, I felt, did have a nice kind of bounce back performance his last time out relative to his previous 3. But I was even thinking about it last night with Logan. What was his final line? 6 innings and 4 runs against the, I would say, clear-cut best lineup in baseball. Now, did he hang some balls over the plate in that one inning where he gave up 3 homers? Like, I think he did, right? That's how that happened. There was a lot of length from the Braves that inning. So did he make mistakes? Yeah, he did, and he didn't get away with them. And you won't get away with as many mistakes against a team that's swinging it like the Braves compared to go choose your worst lineup in baseball. But if people want to bang on, in this case, Logan Gilbert, for giving up 4 runs over 6 innings to the team that is scoring by far the most runs per game in the major leagues, okay, like, if that's what you want to gripe about, the Mariners rotation is in such a better place than it was last season. And most notably because of health. Now I know Bryce Miller is obviously hurt, but the Mariners have had an incredible, I hate to call him a fill-in at this point, in Emerson Hancock. And by and large, the rotation has been really good. And can you find times where the rotation has been bad, right, where a guys get knocked out in the 4th inning or gives up 7 runs? Like, yes, those things have happened. As Lloyd McClendon once said, and I did like this from Lloyd, the guys on the other team drive Mercedes too. So it's not like there aren't good players on the other side. You're going to make mistakes, and certain players are going to make you pay for it. But I think the rotation is overall in a very good spot. And the overwhelming majority of teams would do anything to be able to push a button and trade their rotation for what the Mariners have right now.
Thanks, Aaron.
You got it, guys.
Alex Meyer joins us next. This is The Dugout.
Mariners win! The Mariners win!
Man, did the Mariners ever need a win like last night's win.
Goodbye! Luke Raley! One swing cuts the lead to 1. That's what they've been waiting for.
Can the M's make it 2 in a row and spark a run? Mariners and Braves, Game 2. Tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free. The Seattle Sports app.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? Hey, Brock Huard here. And working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years. And you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months, plus mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here, so go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Olympic has the perfect way to celebrate spring. A hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. Through May 10th, you'll save thousands on the perfect wellness solution for your home. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
This baseball season, Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. John Curley here. Get the price of a new heating and AC system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure, no waiting. Just a few questions and you get a winning personalized price. That's a home run. And if your system is over 12 years old, it could be costing you up to 20% more or could soon fail. Score a personalized price for a new system in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafy, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 40% off installation or 0% financing for 60 months with equal payments. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
Frank Lumber, the door store, has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
I need a little ranch, step to the ranch.
There's a new flavor in town, the Jalapeno Ranch Club at Chick-fil-A. With that juicy Chick-fil-A original spicy or grilled chicken, a buttermilk ranch bun, candied bacon, pepper jack cheese, and jalapeno ranch sauce. It's got big ranch vibes with a little heat. Chick-fil-A's new Jalapeno Ranch Club, available for a limited time only. Order ahead on the Chick-fil-A app.
Back to the Dugout on the home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Joining us right now, Alex Meyer on the Emerald Queen Casino Sportsbook Hotline. Alex, how's it going?
I'm great, Stacy. How are you guys?
Fantastic. I wanted to start by...
You know, for once, I want to ask Alex how he's doing.
Oh,
Alex, how you doing?
I'm sorry.
I'm great, Bump. How are you?
Good. Awesome. Okay, continue, Stacy.
I'm okay. I'm okay. We got a game-winning stat last night from Alex Meyer because the Mariners won. Tell us what it was.
Yeah, May the 4th be with you guys, by the way. In honor of Star Wars night, Star Wars Day, whatever you want to call May the 4th, Luke Rayleigh, not Luke Skywalker, homered for us last night.
Nice.
And I went and looked at all the Lukes in MLB history to homer on May the 4th. Rick Riz is looking at me, by the way, right now.
Hi, Rick.
You hear his giggle in the background. But Luke Appling from Rick's hometown Chicago White Sox was the first Luke to homer on May 4th. That was 1947, 30 years before the first movie came out. And then it took all the way till last year for it to happen. Luke Mailey on the Reds did it. And then Luke Raley did on the Mariners last night.
Right.
So back-to-back years, players' last names rhyme, Maley, Raley. Don't you love baseball, Rick?
I can hear Rick laughing now, but I thought it was cool. I saw that tweet last night, and I was like, neat. I retweeted it.
Neat.
Thanks, Stace.
You got it, buddy.
No, that's some good stuff. I'm always good for a good rhyme. I'm good for that.
Absolutely.
Tell me about our guy Naylor, man. He's on what, a 4-game hitting streak right now. Started off kind of slow. What are you seeing? What do you got for Naylor?
Yeah, Nail started off a little bit slow. I think I came on the program probably the second or third week of the season, told you guys nothing to worry about with Naylor. He's just so good, so established, so prepared in what he does before the game. And, he's a worker. He's hitting .324 in his last 18 games, OPS around 900. And, the power stroke hasn't really truly come out yet either. So I think really excited to see what Nails does over the next month, couple months, rest of the season.
Are there any unsung heroes through the first month?
I'll go with Edward Bizzardo, the right-hander out of the bullpen. He's got a ERA just above 1 in 17 games this year, and I think, he had such a good season. He was kind of our unsung hero last year in all of 2025, and unfortunately he'll, part of his season will be remembered for the home run he gave up in Toronto, but that's just part of sports, right? You kind of remember, like, what have you done for me lately instead of the body of work. He's such a good guy, and I was so happy to see Bizzardo become a champion along with our minor league pitcher Jonathan Diaz with Team Venezuela in the WBC. So I think that was a real confidence boost for Bizzardo, and he's been really, really valuable for us last night and all season.
Man, you play a $162 of these things. Guys are going to miss. Football, you play 17 guys are going to miss. But it sounds like there's been a few guys who have shown some stability, who have shown up every day and done their job. No knock on the guys who haven't been able to show up. Injuries happen. We get it. But tell me about those other guys.
Totally. I like a $162. I'm going to start saying that. I like it has a ring to it. But yeah, we've had 3 position players appear in all 36 of our games this season. Randy Arozarena, Julio Rodriguez, and Cole Young. I think Julio's his last couple weeks have been well documented. He's been an on-base machine. I think Cole Young has kind of emerged as one of the best surprises of the first month of the season. But I wanted to shout out Randy Arozarena because I feel like he's been one of, if not our most consistent hitter. He hasn't really hit like an unbelievably hot streak, but he's just been really good all year. His OPS is in the 800s. He leads the team with 7 stolen bases, leads the team with 24 runs scored. He's just been consistent out there, and I think it goes a little unnoticed.
With Cole Young, you better get your young butt out there every day. With Randy, it's like 31. That's impressive.
22 though.
Yeah,
no, that's great perspective. No, totally.
Get a job. He has a job. I wanted to ask a little bit about defense. It's kind of been, unfortunately, and not in the best way, a big conversation for us this week. But I know that sometimes you take issue with defensive metrics, never having quite a big enough sample size and always struggling with things. There are things that I'd love to see more of defensively for the Mariners. But when you look at, some of the best defensive playmakers on this team, I guess what I'm asking is what's their ceiling? What kind of realistic improvement can they make this year?
Yeah, I think, like you said, it all depends what you look at. I think defensive runs saved, we're 10th in the league right now. And then outs above average, we're close to last, if not last in the league. I know an article came out a couple days ago about that. But I fully expect some of those numbers to kind of, settle in the average of the league, if you will. But I think, once Cal is fully healthy and catching kind of every day, I think those numbers will jump up a little bit. I think, Cole Young's been a really good story at second base defensively, tied for second, I think, as of now in defensive runs saved in the league. But, Brendan Donovan coming back from the injury list, he begins a rehab assignment today in Arkansas, will hopefully help that. And then whenever Colt Emerson comes up, I think his defense has been well documented as being one of the best in the organization. So I like it to bounce back quite a bit.
You mentioned once Cal is fully healthy. Obviously, Dan Wilson said yesterday they're still waiting to make a decision on the IL. Now, the good news is it doesn't sound like it's incredibly serious. I don't think that Cal would have been sitting and chatting with Shannon or the rest of the media. I don't know that he would have been made readily available. However, we still don't quite know when it'll be. So instead, I'll ask this. You're in and around the clubhouse and in and around these guys. what are you seeing from Cal, and what's kind of the mood around the clubhouse right now?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think Cal always makes time for Shannon. So
that's true.
Shannon's the Cal whisperer. She's got the radio show with him, the Cal Raleigh Show, which obviously airs on Seattle Sports 710. I think Cal, he said to Shannon yesterday, said to some media folks 2 days ago that he's ramped up his activity. So I think he'll be ready to go soon. And the lineup may or may not be coming out in a few minutes. So stay tuned there.
What's it like having Bliss back around? I don't know much about him, but he gives me just positive vibes and good energy. What's it like when guys come back who we haven't seen in a while?
Yeah, RB's the best. I think you've got a good read on him because he's such a fantastic dude. He's a really good guy. I love having him around. And obviously Tacoma's right down the road too, so I'll make trips down there every now and then. But he's an awesome guy, super athletic player, just, hasn't got all the chances yet, but former second-round pick and came over in that trade from the Diamondbacks. Yeah, RB's the best.
You know that you guys know that GIF of Julia Roberts with all like the math equations in front of her face, trying to figure it out?
Yeah.
That was me when Alex just said, I think Cal will be able to make it back here soon. Hopefully, maybe keep an eye out for the lineup. Drops in a couple minutes. Alex.
Mic on you.
No comment, Stacy.
Okay.
You know he can't answer that.
I know he can't, but I'm trying
2 minutes.
Okay.
That's your 2-minute warning. There you go, Bump.
That's fine. Alex, I actually have a question about your stats, which are really fun. You make fun of your game-winning stats sometimes and say, like, oh, this is... I always enjoy them. Do you enter into games with kind of, like, weird ideas? Like, last night, Star Wars... and then it happens where Luke hits it and you're probably like, oh my God, this is amazing. But do you ever enter in with kind of like certain stats that you're looking for, maybe trends that players are on?
Yeah, you know what I do. And I think the amount of stuff I end up using is probably like 10% of what I actually look up and research and just spend way too much time on. But I think the most fun part for me is seeing the fans interact with it. And that's what makes it worth it, right? I mean, you go to the replies, maybe 5 or 10% of them are kind of mean or nasty, but 95% of them are like, oh my goodness, like, thank you. And just like funny memes. And like the best ones are when they tell me, you make Mariners baseball better. Your stats, the second favorite part of a win for me. So that's really touching. And it's why I keep doing it.
They are always very cool. And I cannot fathom how much information is in your brain to just be able to find all these. We enjoy reading them all the time, and they're not just fun. They're also really, really informative and are a really cool way to track the season. So he is Alex Meyer, joins us every Tuesday for The Dugout. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks, Alex.
Thanks so much, guys. Line up in 1 minute.
Okay. Okay, is Alex gone? No, really, though. Alex is totally implying Cal's going to be in the lineup, right?
He says, look, hey, I might have something for you here in a little bit.
Look at Alex. Having our back here.
Got him work.
You know what I mean? I'm going to bring up Mariners PR and Matt, this is my chance to get a breaking news promo. Oh my God, we have to stay on air until the lineup's out. Do you know how mad I was when Brock and Salk were able to get the Dante Fowler news? I can't go to commercial.
Well, you got 56.
The show ends in 30 seconds.
No, dang it. Wyman and Bob are going to get the news about Cal. We're keeping our eye out for the lineup.
It's not going down.
It sounds like Cal could be in it today.
Lineup out.
It is.
Go to Mariners Twitter quickly.
I got it. Wait. Okay, make sure
What's
Matt's
Cal's
recording.
last name?
Rob?
No, I'm kidding. He's on the lineup. Batting second.
You can't take
you just took it from her.
Me.
Dang.
Is he DHing?
Cold-blooded.
Oh my God, Matt! You scooped me. You news scooped me.
Sure did.
You know what? I don't want to say anything else. Go to Wyman and Bob.
This has been the Dugout. Wyman and Bob next.
Go to Wyman and Bob.
Mariners win. The Mariners win.
Man, did the Mariners ever need a win like last night's win.
Goodbye, Luke Raley. One swing cuts the lead to 1. That's what they've been waiting for.
Can the M's make it 2 in a row and spark a run? Mariners and Braves, Game 2. Tonight at T-Mobile. First pitch at 6:40, pregame at 5:30. Every pitch, every game, one app for free, the Seattle Sports app.
70 and sunny this week, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was unlike anything I've experienced. Think of a luxury EV on water, quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Hey, Mike Salk here for all my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And the show lineup is pretty sick. You like comedy? Chris Tucker, Friday, June 26th. And David Spade on Saturday, August 15th. For music, Hinder is going to be here Friday, July 3rd. And then little country music, Mitchell Tenpenny on Friday, July 10th. You can go to snocasino.com for all those details. Remember, it's Seattle's closest. It's Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
How many times have we heard lowest prices, best service ad nauseum? At Pacific Power Batteries, we know that good stuff isn't cheap, and neither are good, trained employees. But at Pacific Power Batteries, the phenomenal people can install your auto, boat, or RV battery for a nominal charge. We offer cash and carry pricing for you do-it-yourselfers. We'll leave the balloons, monkeys, and trumpets to the other guys. But either way, Pacific Power Batteries is a great place to buy batteries.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates